Bam, we're live. Good morning. Mike, what's up, dude? Call forwarding off. That should get the phone lines working. Oh, do I have the right mic working? I noticed on the news yesterday I fucked that up. Nope. Here we go. And here. You know what happens is I do the show through this microphone, and then I listen to everything through this headset. And then when the show's over and I'm just hanging out back here with the boys, I switch it so that the microphone comes from the computer and the speakers come through the computer and the microphone goes in through the computer. And so I turn that off so I can just kick back and just talk to the boys without my headset on. And then when I come back in here to do the news later on in the day, I forget to switch it. That's what happens. Not ideal, but it happens. I got a story to tell you guys. We're going to have Greg. Greg should be on any minute. Let me see. Did I send him a link? Oh, yeah. Here we go. NHS in United Kingdom has quit giving puberty blockers to children. It's quite fascinating, actually, that physicians can be roped into nearly any atrocity imaginable in large numbers. Yeah, that's true. I watched the saddest thing, man. It was this dad at some sort of, I don't know. It was a dad at some meeting. I watched it on Instagram this morning. It was in Canada. And he's like, "Hey man, we gotta put a stop to this genital mutilation of kids." And the politicians were like, "We agree with you, but we need to work with both parties, and this is a delicate matter, and we need to not upset people." I'm like, holy shit. What's it fucking take to protect your kids? What's up, Caleb?
Hey, good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you better than the news show yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you bringing that. I should put a note here. Even when I have notes, though, I miss them. I should put a note here that says triple
Change
check.
my audio.
Yeah, triple check Mike. March 13, Greg Glassman. I'm sending you over the show notes. I want to tell this story about something I saw in jiu-jitsu yesterday. But I kind of want Greg to hear because I wanted to get feedback on him. There's this new guy in the comments on YouTube. Did you see that?
No, who is it?
I think his name's called the Conservative Climber.
Okay.
And I hate to use this term. Because you know when people are like, "Hey, but what do you feel in your heart?" Have you heard that? Or what's your heart say?
Yeah.
Say just be yourself. Like I don't. Oh, here's Greg. We get his insight into it. Hey, Greg. Good morning.
Just there.
Hey, dude.
Who's putting his headphones in?
Yeah. Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I don't even think you need to use those headphones if you don't want to. I think your computer is great. It's up to you.
Really?
I think so. I've been noticing that more and more. The speakers on the speakers and mics on the MacBook Pros or on the Macs are so good now. They have 32.7542 surround sound and
Dolby Digital.
Yeah, all that stuff. You know, I went to a movie. Went to a movie theater twice in Bend when I was stuck there because of the weather. When I was visiting Greg, and I went to this theater that they said was an IMAX theater. Oh, you're muted though, Greg. I think you have to unmute yourself. And I went into the IMAX theater, and it was such a disappointment.
Really? You didn't like it?
They're just not IMAX. Go ahead, Greg.
Hi.
Oh yeah, that's good. They're just not IMAX theaters. They claim to be IMAX theaters, and they're not IMAX theaters. It's just a big theater.
Oh yeah, it's not like with the massive screen and the crazy surround sound and
yeah, it has the
4D
sound
effects and
yeah, it's just a nice movie theater. Like it claims it's an IMAX theater, and you go in there, and it's just a big theater.
Yeah, it's pretty
IMAX
good
should be so big that I feel like I'm gonna fall into it when I go into the theater. It should be crazy. Like the ones they used to have at amusement parks where it's like, they just show a train coming at you, and even though you don't have the 3D glasses on, you think the train's gonna hit you. You're like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
be like the bubble in Vegas. Like all IMAXs should be like that.
Thank you. Greg, I got a story for you.
Yeah,
Ready?
I am.
Homeschooling parenting question. I had an interesting talk with Tyson Bajent's dad, about this last night. So yesterday I'm at jiu-jitsu, and the class is winding down, and there's this kid there who's only been going there like 2 months, but man, he's in every class, right? And he started off really goofy, and I just can't believe the progress he's made in 2 months. 10-year-old kid, right? Big kid too. Got a lot of body to deal with. You know what I mean? Tall and thick. And I just can't believe the progress it's made. It's really cool. And he even stays after class, and he'll go with the kids who are really good. He doesn't mind losing, and he's gentle with the other kids who are like, smaller than him. Just a good kid, right?
Yeah.
And started off goofy and like finding his way in the scene. Steep learning curve, this jiu-jitsu shit. So yesterday, as class is winding down, he's fooling around and he won't line up on the wall. You're supposed to line up on the wall without leaning on the wall, stand up straight, look at the instructor, and you're going to bow out, right? And the class. And the kid's fooling around. And so the instructor says, hey, so-and-so, give me 30 burpees. And there's a lady to the left of me that I know is with him that I assumed was his mom, right? Because usually it's his dad who brings him, and I don't recognize the lady, but I know they're together. And so the kid gets to 10 burpees, and he's the only one doing burpees, so everyone's watching him, or at least I'm watching him while the other kids line up. And he gets to 10, and the lady says, okay, you have 10 more. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you don't. You got 20 more. I'm thinking that in my head, right? So he gets to 20, and she goes, hey, you're done. And the kid just looks at her and keeps going. And at this point, so he gets to 21, and she goes, you're done. He gets to 23. She goes, you're done. And now I'm annoyed. Now I'm like, it doesn't even matter to me whether he's, and he's tired, but he's cranking them out, and he's cranking them out good. They're nice burpees, and they're fast. And now I'm getting annoyed. Like, hey, even if he is done, just let him go. He's getting a good training in. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't stop my kid. I'd be like, dude, get some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is the point? What are you doing? So he gets to 24. She goes, you're done. You get to 25. He's done. Gets to 26. She goes, you're done. He gets to 27. And by the way, I was the kid in high school, like if they told you to run a mile, run 4 laps, I would run 3 laps and let the kids pass me and then come in with the kids in the 4th lap. I was that shit kid. And this kid's not having none of that. He knows he's counting, right? So he gets to, and I'm thinking also, good on you, kid, for doing what you're supposed to be doing. So he gets to 27 and she goes, you're done, really aggressively. And he goes, are you sure? And she goes, yeah. So he goes back to the wall. Okay. And right away, I sensed this thing that she was projecting her discomfort onto him, right? That she thought it was abusive. That's right where I went in my head. So class is over. I walk up to the instructors like the busybody that I am, and everyone's gone. And I said, hey, I just saw something kind of weird. And the instructor's like, yeah, I saw that too. And I'm like, oh, you did? And I go, yeah. And I go, what's going on? And they go, well, I go, why didn't the mom let him do the burpees? And the instructor goes, that's not his mom, that's his nanny, and she's some sort of educator. I forget what she said. And she comes from this, and she said the kind of education she does, and it's called like soft learning or something. Meet the child where they are learning. I know. And I'm thinking to myself, I just watched someone project some fucking overweight 27-year-old girl who's supposed to be you've outsourced your kid's education to, or you're nannying to, right? Project onto this kid her discomfort and stop the kid from getting some. A eminently capable, to use your words, 10-year-old boy who was murdering it. You know what I mean? He didn't have a scowl on his face. He didn't complain. The teacher's like 30 burpees and he just gets it. I was so, and then when I talked to Travis about it, he goes, hey dude, that's why you have to keep your family together so that you can be there. And that's why you have to fucking raise your kids, dude. And I was like, wow, what a great example. It was fascinating, dude.
Level of involvement I have with Santa Cruz, and that's not insignificant. I have
a lifetime, half a lifetime.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just even currently, even though I sit here in Arcadia talking about my affinities for Santa Cruz, but is it still raining?
No, it stopped.
Okay. But what makes it possible at current for me at this point in my life is that I sit there on that 16 acres looking into the drink, and then at some point in the day get in the truck and go over to Cilantro's and have a few drinks and some great Mexican food.
Right.
And there's you and Dave and the rest. But if I had to engage the average Santa Cruzan on some kind of constant basis, I'd lose my fucking mind. You know, you saw that thing this morning. I said the NIH has discovered that puberty blockers cause mental illness in children.
Yeah, I read that this morning on the show. Yeah.
You know, you live in a liberal town, and it breeds, creates, supports, fosters, nurtures, incentivizes mental illness.
It really does.
My McDonald's are different than the people in your McDonald's.
Tell me.
So they're just very different.
They don't order off the dollar menu.
They can count to 30 as opposed to 20. It's just that whole thing you're just describing. You're just describing how it is to be a liberal.
Yeah.
She was hoping the subject of her expertise on children could come up.
I know the dad too. The dad would have never stopped that. Part of me, I was actually thinking this morning in the shower, do I tell the dad that I saw that? There's a difference. And there's this thing, there's a video I saw this morning also on Instagram, and it shows a guy in the New York City subway, like acting crazy, right? He's running on the tracks, and then he jumps out and starts chasing the patrons around. And someone said, rule number 1 in New York City, mind your own business. There's a difference between minding your own business and putting your that's not what people do in New York City. They're not minding their own business. That's not what people are doing in the nation's largest metropolises. You know what they're doing? They have their head down and their blinders on. There should be a piece of you that every time you see a homeless person or a drug addict on the street with a sleeping bag, there's a piece of you that should feel something. You should live in a world where you have we're humanity. You don't want to give away your humanity and turn into a numb piece of shit. Like, dude, like when we would be in San Luis Obispo, a small village town, and a homeless guy would walk up to you, you would look him in the eyes and engage him. When the guy at Home Depot is bugging you for money, you would engage him. You'd be like, hey, dude, what are you doing with your life? And those people in New York City aren't doing that, not because it's mind your own business. It's because you're completely overwhelmed and you're scared. And there's a couple different things here. I know I'm conflating the issues a little bit, but so when I think about telling that, should I tell the dad, or is it mind your own business? I mean, I would want someone to tell me if my nanny was stopping my kids from reaching his full potential. She just I mean, all she was doing was projecting her discomfort, because this chick couldn't do 5 burpees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? You should tell them, and not out of, there's no need. I can't say there's no should or shouldn't. It's
Right.
just that the story continues if you do tell them. So if you just sit on it, it's like, okay, what are you gonna go lose your sanity thinking about it? Tell him, see what he says. I'm curious. That might be the most interesting part about the story.
To find out his reaction.
Yeah.
When he brought his kids were in a local wrestling program.
I thought I might have been hearing that.
And his kids he said they weren't evolving. He said that it was the same training every day for a year. And so that's why he switched them to the jiu-jitsu program. Good morning, everyone. Blue is your color. I know, isn't it? God, that shirt pops. Good morning. Good morning, 12 Daily Doses. Good morning, Mr. Townsend. Sleeky, good morning. Tank, oh, it's the Zionists cheerleading themselves. Good morning, Tank. I told you, I don't know what a Zionist is. I'm sorry. You keep getting in my DMs calling me a Zionist. I don't know what that is. It sounds like some sort of just propaganda to get you to hate people.
It's New Age liberal for kike.
Oh, it is.
Of course it is.
Holy shit. I knew it's funny you say that because I sense from the people who use this, I sense some deep hatred and racism. It's crazy. Wow. There's this guy in the space, in the CrossFit space. He has a meme account, and I really like him. His name's Josh Purritt, and he goes by Fluffy Duck, and he's a nice guy, and he's been on the show a couple of times, and I think he's pretty funny.
He's the one that had the meme. He said, someone ate a bat on the other side of the world, and now I can't go to the gym. And we posted that, and like the world came unhinged. That was racist.
Goodness. So what I like about him is I don't think most meme guys. Oh wow, he's put on a bunch of followers. I don't think most meme guys should show themselves, but this guy does show himself, and he makes fun of himself a lot. And and play the jump rope one. I like this one. Types of athletes doing 24.4, so you can get a feel for him. So these are. So can you see this, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Types of athletes doing 24.2, and there were double unders in that workout. Okay, here we go.
I could be a doctor and I could be a nurse.
Oh, it's stuttering pretty bad. Anyway, he makes fun of himself a lot. And anyway, so the other day I featured him on my news, and someone in the comments said, "Hey, this is one of those assholes that had the black square up. Why do you keep featuring him?" And I realized I don't want to go through life hating people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to.
You know what? I don't
want to go through life hating people.
Look,
I love that guy.
He had a black square on his website, and my reaction is nothing. Nothing.
Right.
You tell me I have to have one, and my reaction is fuck you. You can assume something about me because I don't want to play your virtue signal. I'm not going to get the yellow Lance Armstrong wristband or the pink fucking breast cancer ribbon or whatever the thing is, because I don't want to play your game that I'm something less. That's part's interesting.
Right.
Not that he had a black square up. You had to, you know. Now look, my architect, when encouraged to put a black square up, said all lives matter, and he lost customers. Insanity.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
And what was the Black Lives Matter movement? What did that do?
I think the net gain. I think the goal was to help
off
protect
a bunch of liberals and caused a bunch of riots. It ripped off a bunch of liberals, enriched some black folks who ripped off a bunch of liberals, and they spawned riots.
No,
it's as good as Antifa. It's as good as the Klan.
Yeah, that's the way I take it.
These are fucking idiots attracted to politics.
But that being said, I wouldn't be friends with someone who is in the Klan.
I wouldn't be friends with someone who was punishing people that didn't put up black squares.
Right. I wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. I definitely wouldn't be friends with them. I would rather. Right. I would rather be friends with someone. Yes. Exactly. I'm more interested in people being free than I am in punishing people for not towing the line. So if I had to rank the people, the Klan goes ahead of the people who punish people for not putting up black squares. But I've been frustrated with people who put up black squares or who are posting pictures of taking their injection or supporting mask wearing, because I thought the black squares were actually getting black people killed. I thought putting on the mask was getting people killed. I thought it was retarding people's growth. I thought the injection was getting people killed. So I was frustrated with them. But like part of me is, I don't know if it's just time has just softened me or what, but like I don't want to hate those people. And maybe they've changed. I don't want to hate those people, but
you've chosen. I mean, let's be frank here. You've chosen to live with them.
Oh, you mean in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, look where you're at, dude.
Yeah,
I'd have
totally.
some kind of weird head
Totally.
shit too, or just stay on the ranch, get an extra gate.
Totally. I've totally chosen to live with them. You're right. They're like, I go into Whole Foods and they're still wearing masks. That's why I buy a lot of gas station hamburger meat.
I like that
Hey,
place.
fuck you, Caleb. You live in Nebraska. Fuck you. What do you like?
Yeah, all of our meat is great here.
Oh,
in
fine,
Nebraska,
fine. All right.
you
Okay.
could-
I lost that one. All
You
right.
could go
It
to
is.
a gas station and you get freaking Wagyu beef, dude. I'm telling you. Great.
Fuck, I shouldn't have even brought that up. A Braylon Tender fitness competitor. Greg, if a grown man refuses to learn double unders because I don't need them, is he actually just afraid to fail? I hear it a lot of these pussies.
Absolutely. Hey, men don't want to learn anything with people watching them. Is a general rule. And so if someone's practicing the clean and looking online and doing it in the mirror and worried about it before they go to the CrossFit gym, that person has a penis. Women don't give a fuck. They're perfectly comfortable looking like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Whenever I have to learn something new and my wife's around, I'm like, go look over there somewhere. Go do something else for a while.
I'd get into the gym early and turn on the lights, the music, coffee pot, whatever the fucking routine was, and then sit on the rower. And it was funny how someone would open the door and it would pick up my rowing by like 30 watts, right?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. And I'd resent them for coming early because now I had to row like I was trying to do something.
CK Kevin, I'm a pussy these days. I don't want to get hurt. I can do double unders though. I'm just lazy. I need to just practice them more.
Maggie's went from she had kind of a forward cant, and it's all gone, and now it's straight up and down. The line of action in the jump rope is like the line of action in the clean. It's that second pull, push press, all that stuff, where we have flexion at the hip, but the S of the spine maintains perpendicularity.
Yeah.
And so the center of message is up, down, up, down, up, down, instead of that drop, 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 drop.
Yeah.
I can tell what I can watch your double unders and tell you what your push press and clean is like when it's not right.
Will Brandstetter, this is why a healthy dose of consistent embarrassment is good for any man's growth.
Yeah.
As I get older, I get
like, in other words, like Jason Khalipa was enriched by throwing a ball in front of a million people. I was embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed going back and watching that.
I wasn't so surprised by Jason.
You know what that was like? You know what Khalipa was throwing a ball was like? It was like Baba Booey on the pitch.
Oh, right.
At the Yankees game or Mets, whatever it was. They said it was the worst one of those in all of history. Of all the honorary throw out the first balls.
What was even trippier to me is not that he couldn't throw a ball. He didn't have core to extremity, but Spieler, because Spieler was a collegiate athlete. He was a wrestler. And the fact that he didn't have core to extremity was fucking mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it's interesting how these movement patterns have so much in common. Throw a ball, throw a punch. I mean, they're that's related stuff, and I don't know how you miss it.
Dr. Cam Logan, where do you toe the line with vax and anti-vax? In my line of chiropractic work, there's a lot of whack jobs that think adjustments can solve most anything, and vax are not necessary. I can't think of a single vaccine. All the vaccine, there's not a single vaccine that I've researched that's necessary. Maybe tetanus. Maybe tetanus. All the ones I researched, I can't find a single one, by the way, Dr. Cam. I don't know what research you've done, but I can't find a single one that's necessary. And necessary in the sense that it's going to protect you from anything. That's
When
where
you-
I'm at with that. I definitely
you
don't
say-
think I definitely don't think you should be forcing kids to take drugs made by Pfizer and mandated by the government, especially drugs. Not a single one of them has been tested in conjunction with another one. And then you have a schedule of them for kids to take, and taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time. And then my kids can't go to school unless they partake in that drug taking protocol. I think that's fucking insanity that we've normalized. It's nuts. Forcing kids to take drugs under the guise if they don't take them, the other kids are going to get sick. Nuts.
Yeah, that's new. That used to be you vaccinated yourself and your children to protect them from things in the outside world. Now in the new order of public health, PUBLIK, you're taking the vaccine for others. And this is the difference between medicine and public health. It's really the difference between veterinary medicine and herd management. A veterinarian's not gonna put down a perfectly healthy dog with no problems, no illness, nothing. In herd management, you will cull many of the fittest.
Hey, dude, it's crazy you said that. Look at this. That's so fucking crazy you said that. You'll kill. Listen to this. This is Albert Bourla, the CEO of Pfizer's fucking wiki page. Ready for this?
Yeah.
He's an American Greek veterinarian. The head of fucking Pfizer is a veterinarian.
Yeah.
And you just said that was a crazy.
The collectivist version of medicine is public health, and it's herd management, and you're gonna have to break a few yolks to make an omelet. I mean, it's just the cost of doing business.
Did you know he was a veterinarian when you said that?
No, but I know that public health. I do believe that the admonition from what's his name, there's debated origins, but the admonition to first do no harm, I think, is an exhortation against practicing public health on individuals.
Say that again for me. That's you used
Yeah,
the word in there. Start with
I
an E
think
that
the
went over my
heart of first do no harm
head. Yeah.
is to prohibit the practicing of public health on individuals. Fuck you and your treatment for my town. I don't need medicine practiced on my town,
Right.
my neighborhood. Don't be crop dusting, force vaccinating. I don't need any of that.
Right.
Told what to eat. I just got a thing out of the blue, sounding the alarm about the limitations for food items on what do we call food stamps now? What's the new word? What is it?
New word.
EBT.
Oh, oh no.
What's the program for free food? You get the card.
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
Hey, I got family raised on government cheese. Yeah, that. So there's talk about limiting it. And the thing that I was sent is that the first thing they're going to do is stop soda and dairy or meat. And I suspect the organization is soda sending me that. That sounds like American Beverage Association lobbying.
Why are they lumping meat up with soda?
Because I don't think you should be buying soda with your SNAP.
Yeah, but why not meat?
That's
political.
Because it's bad for you. Because someone did a survey that showed scientifically that sirloin causes asshole cancer or something.
Wow.
By the way, you know what's wrong with nutritional epidemiology? You know why it's not science?
Tell me.
The science starts with observations, which are registrations of the real world on our senses or sensing equipment. That gets tied to a standard scale with a well-characterized error, and we have a measurement or a fact. And then scientific models project a fact onto a future unrealized fact is like it's a forecast of a measurement. All right.
Okay.
When I examine people for asshole cancer and have them take surveys, whatever order I do that in, the tallying of the survey is not an observation. It's not a registration of the real world on my senses, nor my sensing equipment. It doesn't sit on a standardized scale with a well-characterized error. It doesn't constitute fact. There's no projection. You're measuring nothing. It's not science. It's not science.
You can't take a cohort of people, 100 who are vegan and 100 who are carnivores, and then tell them to bend over and be like, all right, you guys have 22 of you guys who eat just meat have cancer, butthole cancer, and in the other group only 2 of you do, and be like, okay, we have a strong correlate.
Potentially.
I don't even know if it's strong. We have a correlation.
If there was some truth there, you might be able to do that.
But that's not science.
That could be, but that's not asking people to fill out a survey.
Right.
My dad was shocked that at Framingham there was nothing measured.
That's the statin study.
No, it was the cholesterol.
Right.
Keys ammo.
But that led to people taking statins.
We covered
right?
it in way too much detail at CrossFit.com in 2019.
But that study is the one that's leveraged to enforce
that Harvard nurses, Framingham, all that. Survey epidemiology.
An interesting distinction. I know this isn't rocket science, but the vaccine was mandated to like go to restaurants and get on airplanes and just do everything. Send your kids to school, whatever, right? Go to family reunions, all that stuff. Whereas the black square wasn't. No one was like, and I don't think like if you didn't post a black square, at least I don't know. I never heard anyone get in trouble for not posting it, right?
I think most of the world ignored that.
The black square thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the injection was not like that. Let me give you an example.
One came from government and the other from fraudsters.
We know. Would you say this is a fair characterization? Oh, well, they were both fraudsters.
Yeah, but they're not government.
Right. We know that kids weren't dying, generally speaking, from COVID. The numbers were so small that it could have just been noise in the system. And so then we know doctors who are getting paid by bonuses for how many kids they injected with the injection. And now we have evidence that kids are getting injured from the injection and dying. And so, and you and I have those doctors. We know those doctors. Those doctors were our friends. I'm just going back to the hate in my heart thing. By the way, I don't even know what my heart is. I'm using that completely out of. I just don't want to. I don't know. A few days ago, I was just mulling it over, and I was like, maybe I'm like a snake, and I ate a giant rat, and I'm finally digesting it. You know what I mean? I processed it and coming on the other side. I know you're really good. I know you don't hold grudges against people. I know people who've done horrible things to you. Not horrible in the sense that hurt your kids, but just douchebags who betrayed you, and you're just like, okay, what did you like? Like you and I have a friend who's just always lying, and me and you both like the guy a lot. But you just accept the fact that he lies. We just accept the fact that he lies. But it's just a character flaw. Like a guy who comes in your house with muddy shoes.
Yeah.
You don't invite him to your house anymore. You only meet him at McDonald's.
Yeah, my wife hates him because she believed him.
Right.
I go, oh well, you fucked up.
right.
Laugh at those stories and I think they're real.
Right. Quick question. Nah. I'm going to read it slow. Fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. I don't mean to change the topic. Jesus. Quick question, and I don't mean to change the topic. Froggy. It'll work on this more assertiveness. How should I prepare for a full-time coaching job? Interview for an athlete when I don't have much experience, just my O1. How should I prepare for a full-time job? How should I prepare for a full-time coaching job interview for an affiliate when I don't have much experience, just my L1? Oh, meaning you're going to go apply. How should you prepare? You're going to go interview and try to get a job at an affiliate. Mr. Glassman, do you have any advice for him?
No, I don't have advice. I just go for it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would ask, is it an affiliate that he's training at?
Don't
I
lie and
should
pretend
ask
like
him if he wants to train there.
don't lie and pretend like you know more than you do. I'll tell you that. Hey, this day and age, you can make it to the 90-yard line just showing up 10 minutes to work every day. When you see trash on the ground in the gym, pick it up, be attentive, smile, say hi to people. I mean, the bar is so fucking low. When you come in, unplug the toilet. Have your when you come in, turn your phone off right away, so you're giving all of your attention to everyone who's there. I think attention is just massive. If you can give people attention, the bar is so low, I think.
Care. Just a little bit.
Bernie Gannon. U.S. life expectancy in U.S. has dropped 3 years since 2019. Sevon, are you still friends with those doctors? No, I'm actually not. I'm not like enemies with them, but I am not friends with them. I don't that, and then Sleeky says that would be hard for me. Yeah, it's a little weird, right?
It's just for me, it's just the one dog, you know, and I don't care.
But you don't hate that doctor, do you? Or do you? No. Andrew Hiller, I'd say lie and pretend you know more than you do. That could go for doctors too.
Most jobs.
12 daily doses. As a manager of 30 people and a $2 million budget, Sevon is correct. The bar is lower than Colton Merton's dick. Colton Merton's about my height.
Big old dong.
And he's got a size 11 shoe.
Who is that?
Just a friend of the show's, CrossFit Games athlete, guy who comes on the show. Pig farmer.
Pig farmer.
Yeah. Works all day with his dad, managing a mass, you know what I mean? Like 5,000 pigs. And he's really short. This show loves him. We love this guy.
There's a pig farmer that became a SEAL. And the story was that his hands smelled like pig shit even after 2 years of being in the ocean.
Holy shit.
That's Caleb, you're in Nebraska. Is that true?
What, that your hands can smell like horribly from working with pigs? Absolutely.
For 2 years in the ocean through
might
buds.
Be a little,
why do your hands still smell like pig shit?
You don't think Colton?
But it's very possible. Those pig farms are absolutely disgusting. There's always some sort of like litigation going on between a pig farmer wanting to build their farm in a certain area and then people in that area within like 50 miles that don't want it there.
Yeah, no one wants a hog parlor near them, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. My aunt and uncle, they fought one that was going to get built probably within a mile of their house.
Or a paper mill.
Yeah. Yep.
Or an egg farm.
Because of the poison going into the paper mill, because of poison going into the ground and fucking your well up, or
no, just the stink.
Oh,
yeah, it's nasty.
Paper mills stink to high heaven.
It's hard enough having cows all over the place just with all the manure and shit.
You think Colton's chick has like he's not allowed to touch her vagina?
Glove up first every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Or he has to wash his hands with like Comet. You know, do you remember that powder that they had like in classrooms in the second grade? And no matter what you had on your hand, if you put some on and washed your hands with it, it fucking came off.
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
Borax.
Ajax or something. Is that what that is? Borax.
Yeah, borax soap.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah. Do you want to touch the vagina tonight? Yes. Borax up, please. Drew Arnold. Will Greg consider doing a speaking tour?
Sure.
Kind of
You
working
just-
on it right now, yeah.
Yeah. Greg, are you working on one right now?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten invites to go places and talk, and I'm willing. So
Skid Row smells worse than a pig farm.
does
I
it
don't know,
really?
man. I don't know.
Hey, Sevi, remember the significant qualitative difference in the homeless in San Francisco versus San Diego? In San Diego, they're like they could be dead for all you know. You can actually just step over them, go around them.
Right.
But in San Francisco, if you make eye contact,
They
something can
engage.
go off. They're coming at you.
Yeah.
They need to. San Francisco needs to study San Diego and figure out what they're giving those guys.
It's a zombie movie. If you look at them, they come after you.
I don't like the bent over guys that are half alive and dead. I like the ones that are just completely gone.
Right.
Maybe they haven't gotten the next strain of fentanyl yet. We need to just flush San Francisco with more of it, then
They need to watch San Francisco.
They're better
Borat.
medicated in San Diego.
Yeah.
That's one way to scare off Islamic extremists. Damn, I wish I knew what you were referencing.
Borax.
Yeah.
They gotta
Oh,
watch
pig
their-
farmers. The smell of pigs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, good point.
no, they like that shit. That's
No,
their
they can't eat
cologne.
it.
Oh.
It's not halal. You know how
Drew
sad
Gil-
it is to not have bacon?
Drew Gilbert, good morning. Any advice for the L3 exam? My exam is coming up in June. Look, he's got a tie on. This guy's serious. Study.
Should have done all that before you got to that point.
You see this thing with TikTok that's going down?
Yeah. Yeah. Did they vote?
I don't think they have voted yet. I mean, it passed. Did it pass in the House already unanimously? Oh, here it is. Yeah, let's listen to this girl catch people up. Here we go.
Of China's
Wait, why does she have her boobs out like that? That's crazy.
Reviews.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Look at those things.
Yeah.
Responsibilities on America's youth, a House committee voted this week unanimously to ban TikTok. Mostly the bill said that they needed to divest from ByteDance, the Chinese-owned company. So it's not a total ban, although that is what TikTok informed their users. And a lot of congressmen got phone calls from teenagers who were threatening to kill themselves in some instances. Representatives who might have been on the fence. It had the completely reverse effect because they were like, maybe we should ban this shit. Since the kids are so addicted to it, they're going to kill themselves if they don't have it. Is this just the new thing that everybody does when they don't get what they want? Maybe that was China's goal all along, is mass suicide amongst our teens. Afraid of China's.
Who is that?
I don't know, but she's got, here's a better, sorry, Caleb, I don't mean to push yours out. Here's a better picture of her boobs. I love your holiday outfit. Me too.
Bridget Fitacey. She's a comedian.
Hey, I think people will kill themselves. I think some kids will kill themselves.
They've done it for less.
Hey, dude, Greg, there's kids who are just addicted to this shit. Like you know what I mean? Like there's kids out there probably making there's probably 1,000 kids out there making $5,000 a month on TikTok. They're going to turn this shit off and the kids are going to fucking kill themselves. There's people who just live on it.
Get a real job. Different job. Maybe not a real job.
No real job, I think is fair.
They could probably move over to Snapchat and it'd be okay. It's kind of the same cohort of people.
Hey, so where do you stand on that? Rand Paul's against it. He says we're behaving like China when we do that shit. And then the justification is, I think it passed unanimously in the committee. I think the way this happens is it has to go to committee, and now the House is going to vote on it, and then after the House votes on it, the Senate votes on it. Right? Are those the steps?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the House voted this morning on it, didn't it?
Can you see, Caleb, anything like that? I'm just scrolling through looking for more boob shots. Oh, she was on Rogan. Jeez. She was covered up on Rogan. I wonder why she did that.
Because it's Rogan.
Yeah, but he doesn't hate boobs, I don't think.
No.
Oh, and she's been on Megyn Kelly. Yeah, this chick's been around.
House lawmakers have passed a bill that could ban TikTok. It's not clear what the no, they haven't done it they haven't voted in the Senate yet.
But how about in the House?
Here, this is what I see.
TikTok vote.
House
lawmakers have passed a bill that could ban TikTok users for TikTok for users in the U.S. It's not clear what the fate of the measure will be in the Senate. Okay, you're right. The House did vote. You're right, Greg. 352 to 65. Thank you, Caleb. 15 Republicans and 50 Democrats voted in opposition. Passage of the bill through the GOP-controlled House comes as former President Donald Trump has signaled opposition to a ban. So Trump doesn't want to ban it either? Rand Paul doesn't want to ban it.
Well, ban it or have it divest from.
I think they get to choose. I think they get to choose. The problem is this, as you know, they're subservient to anything China wants. So if China asks them for something, they just have to do it. Hey, we want the data on this. And that's the way at least that's the way the story is being fed to the public.
I hear that the TikTok in China is very different than TikTok here.
Yeah.
And their kids get a healthy dose of education via TikTok, and ours get indoctrination into collectivist mindset.
Is that like, you think that's a choice of the person scrolling, or you think that's the algorithm that they've sent to us in a way?
I have no idea, but my trust of all of these utilities is exceedingly low.
They made TikTok started.
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Google, Apple. I don't trust any of them.
Meaning they have an agenda other than what they're Google's supposed to just be a search engine to help you search and find whatever you want, and it's not that. You see it as a search engine that helps you find whatever they want you to find.
I see Google as the way that Gemini depicted the world. I love it that they had to use artificial intelligence to discover their bias.
Oh, wow.
How do you like that? How's that for unaware? What could be less woke than having AI rub your nose in the fucked up way you think?
Just showing you're a fucking racist
Yeah,
and a retard.
Yeah, look, you're an idiot. I can prove it to you. Check out this picture of George Washington that comes from your imagination.
This computer is mirroring. This computer.
What it was obvious to them how they think, as if we didn't know already. No apologies needed. I knew you were that way.
Yeah.
We figured you out already. This is a moment of self-discovery. Nothing's been revealed. Not about George Washington, not about black people, but about the assholes that run Google. And they are morons. They're not intelligent people.
Wow. Hey, it's like having kids. That's their Frankenstein, and their Frankenstein was mirroring them. You know what I mean? Like you meet kids who are fucked up kids, and then you look at the parents, and you're like, oh yeah, I got it.
What was the name of the big life science hack? What was that? Calico? Was that it?
The one with Elizabeth Holmes' thing, or?
No. The Google internal project in which they spent billions, and they were going to hack biology and
so people could live forever.
I went and talked to the people about it at the secret Google. Yeah. They said it's gotten to the point now where there's been such a drain on talent to this project that it's time to either produce some science or shut this down and put those people back to getting things done?
Because
I
they're not
haven't
finding
looked at
anything.
this thing for several years. The last time I did it was utter nonsense. You remember telling those people, Sevi, at the MIT
Yes.
above the bookstore that, like, if that Calico works when it discovers CrossFit, when you look into the fucking
Yes.
microscope and realize people need to get off the couch and off the carbs, and until then, you can only worsen the impact.
Yes. You know what's funny is Dana White found CrossFit recently. He doesn't call it CrossFit. He calls it something else, because some other guy introduced it to him, and he's completely changed, right? He's not red anymore. He's not puffy. He's all healthy. But then when you hear the guy talk about it, you're like, dude, you're doing CrossFit. Same with that chick, Rhonda Patrick. Every time she talks, I'm like, dude, what are you regurgitating the journal?
Would they fall into a dose of F45 or Orange Theory or something?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
They found kettlebells.
It's everything. It's everything that you've been saying as long as I've known you. I'm trying to look to see when the Senate's going to vote on this. What do you think about it? What do you think about if they were to ban it? Do you think that falls under banning like free speech, or do you think that we're acting the same way as China? Do you think it betrays our values as a free society?
I think China has declared war on us.
Okay, I think you're right.
And so
On our youth, specifically on our youth, with fentanyl and social media, right?
our entire way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you look at this scenario? Imagine North Korea lobs one into LA and brings 2 million people to 6 million degrees for 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And before we can do anything about it, China blasts North Korea and says, we got them. Almost simultaneously. Flash, flash. Can't believe they nuked you. We fucked them.
Are we friends with
And
China
2
then?
years later, it's New York from Iran. And Russia goes, hey, we got them for you. Those pieces of shit. This is where we're headed. These proxies are going to nuke us. And the puppets behind them are going to pretend like they don't know what the fuck happened and even be outraged by it. And our left will buy it wholeheartedly. They'll be the willing idiots they've always been.
And you're saying it would just be a coordinated effort.
Of course.
We're gonna get world peace by.
What do you think? The Iranians are being given this technology, and so is North Korea.
Poor North Korea. Fuck, those people there are so fucked.
Yeah, China wants North Korea to have ICBMs with nuclear warheads.
Fuck, we should build a bridge from North Korea into downtown San Diego.
Yeah, I think we probably have. It probably goes through Tijuana.
Hey, isn't that fascinating too? No one, we have this problem with all these people coming from everywhere. You know what I mean? China, Chad, Ecuador, Venezuela, you name the country, right? Around the world. I haven't heard one person say North Koreans are coming.
Because
Yeah,
they can't.
There's no Koreans coming. Everyone's crossing the border right now, right? People from fucking Chad, Algiers, fucking Mexico, you name it, they're coming across the border, right? You name the country, China, but you don't hear any North Koreans coming across the border. They don't get out of their country. Eaton Beaver, in 2034, there will be more people over the age of 65 than 18-year-olds for the first time in American history, in U.S. history.
Nobody wants to have kids these days.
That turns into an economic disaster.
You just don't have working people.
An aging populace and zero population growth. Half-witted liberals think it's a great idea. It spells economic doom and disaster. It's what China's facing.
They're having a population collapse.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, they're going to lose half their population over the next 35 to 50 years. Half.
Sincere question. Do you think that porn and jacking off on social media and jerking off to chicks with big tits is the problem? Like part of the problem?
No.
Like, you don't think like, why leave the house? I'm just diddling I can just jerk off here and go to sleep. I'm not motivated to go to the bar and meet a girl.
Yeah, you asked my opinion. I would say no, that's not a problem, but I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it is.
Okay.
You look at how I've isolated myself.
You mean with your 10 kids and your smoking hot wife?
Yeah, and I'm 200 feet from the road, and I got an airplane, and I live in a world of my choosing for the most part, and then I watch Fox News to see just how fucking stupid everyone really is.
Right.
Then get over to CNN to get another dose.
I listen to CNN the whole way driving home from Arizona. What a fucking what a crazy channel.
It's fun. I'm enjoying all of this. I'll just confess. I was meant for calamity, disaster, but look, again, I can keep myself out of it, and it's like a video game, you know? They're not coming over my wall.
I'm going to read you this question, and I know at least one thing that you would take out of the CrossFit handbook, I think, which is interesting. Greg, would there be any part of the original CrossFit handbook you change, redact, or do you think you nailed it the first time? I know something he talks about on the regular that he would alter. I wonder if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is it kipping pull-ups?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that was I mean,
Walk
someone,
it
hey,
back.
how do you do that? So you'd show them, but it was never expected that people that can't do one pull-up would be doing 20.
It's also painful for me, and maybe I'm just a pussy. Maybe it's because I live in Santa Cruz. It's painful for me to see people who are 60 pounds overweight, kipping through shit and doing bar muscle, linking together bar muscle ups and shit like that. When I look at them, I'm just projecting my pain on their shoulders and body. I'm just like, oh. It seems like not that they can't do it, but there just seems less room for error when you're coming down with 60 more pounds.
Yeah, I was my concerns regarding fructose versus starchy polymers of glucose has shifted. I was influenced by Lustig on that.
Explain that in more detail, could you?
Well, it was meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch and no sugar.
Uh-huh.
And I think we switched the starch and fruit to some starch, little fruit, and no sugar. I mean, fuzzy language in there too, but I think the vernacular gets the point across. And did.
Yeah, that was more poetry than science. That line.
Well, it inspired
more self.
I think people understood it.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just kind of like having fun with it. Meaning, like when you said fuzzy, in that introduction on how to eat, that's not where you're measuring the shit out. That's just to kind of get you in the spirit.
Just talking to people.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I was gonna make ceramic bowls with dividers that you'd put protein, carb, and fat in, and I mean, you can't make this. I wanted to make a pop-up book of meals properly composed.
Yeah.
Like forget. Oh, look, there it is. Look at that pork chop. And what are those? Those are green beans. And that's not much mashed potato. That's a lot of green beans, and that's a good-sized pork chop. Just so you could see it.
Dude, those porcelain bowls would be a hit on late night TV infomercial. For $19.99, you get a porcelain bowl, and free. If you order now, we'll give you lids, sealing lids.
Yeah.
All right, vacuum sealed.
And this knife that can turn a radish into a rose.
And a food scale.
Sevi, currently brushing with my Matuthian. I love it. Of course you do. Thank you. I can't believe it made it to you. Congratulations on the beautiful body you have and your 2 beautiful sons. Good mama. That was the nicest thing about being at your house this weekend, besides the actual event, was seeing how many good kids there were and good parents there were. God, your house had fucking 40 good kids in it. It was nuts. So many good kids. Kids everywhere. In the pool, in the backyard, but they didn't get in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it had a. It sounded like we were doing a seminar next to the elementary school. From the yelling and the playing and screaming and right.
Your kids getting thrown into the pool every 30 seconds and
God, those kids were so good. I didn't see one kid run through the house, no like an asshole, no fighting. The worst thing that happened at your event was a dog came through, and everyone liked that. That's what made me realize that you remember when like a dog would walk in your classroom in the 5th grade and all the kids like pet it as it walks by?
Yeah.
And you're just hoping the
or
teacher
the guy's cleaning the windows and no one can hear what the teacher says for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you love it, right?
Yeah, anything. You're just looking for anything.
When DOG came into the venue at one point, it was cool seeing all the adults pet DOG as he walked by.
that's a good dog.
That's a great dog.
He's a good boy. That's a good puppy dog. He's crazy.
Yeah, I loved watching him run across your wall. He like, especially at night when you have all those like up lights against the wall, you just see him like a whatever those wheels with the horse that moves around, that as he was running across. It was great.
He's got a great body too. It's fun watching him move. Right, his locomotion is awesome.
He's so lanky. It's like a greyhound in a.
He's really got a greyhound's body with a lot of fuzz.
Yeah.
This dog's a sheepadoodle for people. This dog we're talking about, this DOG character. He looks like a Muppet. Seema Beaver. And when he's sleeping on the couch, he doesn't even look real. He looks like a stuffed animal. He kind of just like lays flat. He's like a rug. Seema Beaver. Iranians don't want to blow anyone up. They want back on the same economic platform. So you're saying lift all sanctions and they're good to go. I don't know, Seema.
The problem's not Iranians. It's the Iranian government.
It's the tribal nature of Iran.
And the proud Persian people are repressed, terrorized, afraid of by their government.
But Greg, that's the same thing that people say about Hamas, and
well, it's true. It's true there.
I don't know if I believe it there. They did that. They did the poll there. You know, if you want to believe the poll, and 86% of the people who lived in Gaza thought October 6th or 7th, whatever day that was appropriate. And you look at all the materials that UNRWA was. You look at all the materials that UNRWA was teaching kids that the fucking UN and the United States were paying for.
These kids have learned. They've got a generation that was taught in elementary school that Jews live off of the blood of Arab babies. They're taught that in school. That's their science.
They believe that.
Yes.
Like the same way you and I believe on Sunday weekend.
Like the way my sister-in-law thinks you can get pregnant if you're a man and mommy can have a cock.
Right. They believe
We're
that.
There.
Yes.
We're
yeah.
There.
Yeah.
We're doing it too.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
political correctness is what you do that to a generation, and the next generation you can get to believe any fucking thing you wish. It takes one generation.
My point is this.
We say in the Pledge of Allegiance for 25 years, and now nobody knows what a great country this is.
My point is this: no matter how true it is that it's the government and not the people or whatever, if the people are brainwashed and they think that, then they're in a really bad situation. But it's still their responsibility.
You know, and when we engage your government, your poor people are collateral damage. Sorry about them.
But what I'm saying, it's the same thing of these women. We have a handful of these stories now coming out where a woman's raped by a black guy, and she doesn't want to say that a black guy did it because she has white privilege and she can get psychotherapy, and that it's not his fault because he's black. It's that same fucking thing. It's like, yo,
Where has that really happened anywhere?
yeah. There's an incident in New York. It was on video. A guy, a woman, and a man. There's two, and there's a gang rape in Germany. That's a fascinating story too. But there was a few months ago. There was a woman and a man sitting on a park bench. The security cameras got it. Guy runs by and kills this chick's boyfriend. Slits his throat. And when they ask her who did it, she refuses to say that he's black because it's racist. And no matter let's say
sounds like some kind of urban legend bullshit.
I know, dude. I know. Hey, dude, it sounds like urban legend that people are taking their kids to have their penises chopped off. Do you remember 20 years ago when we would hear about lobotomies and we were like, what was wrong with society? Are they fucking crazy? They were fucking taking a nail and shoving it up into someone's brain and like just working it around. It sounds like urban legend that George Washington was bled to death. I mean, there's some weird shit out there. Dude, I just saw this Canadian town hall meeting or something where a guy speaking is like, hey, I don't think we should be teaching gender ideology and getting our kids in positions where they're getting their breasts cut off. And half the parents were like, no, this is a sensitive issue and we need to handle this delicately.
I would suspect on closer examination, it turns out that the young lady knows who slit his throat, knows him personally, and she was being given a message.
I'm gonna see if I can find that.
That sounds like human behavior to me.
I want to see if I can find that. I think it was called gang rape. This chick was fucking gang raped. Fuck! Don't ever Google gang rape. Jesus Christ, you'll see some horrible shit.
Talking about that one in New York.
All of first world Asia is facing that problem, I believe. Oh, they're not fucking anymore. I have 7 kids, and I know for a fact 3 of them are doing well. Well, that's excellent. Good.
What about the other 4?
RK, banning TikTok is hilarious. It does nothing to keep China from creating COT-kit, which is the exact same thing, and government keeps banning companies rather than making regulations.
I'm lost at banning rather than making regulations. It sounds like
right.
I don't know how they differ.
Yeah. Wad Zombie, it's the economy. It's tough getting a girl pregnant when you don't have a car and live at home. I don't know.
Idiocracy is what it is.
You can fuck your neighbor. There's girls in the neighborhood.
You want to get those ones pregnant though?
Families don't create poverty.
Explain.
Birds don't write books. I don't have. What do you want me to explain? Having a family doesn't make you poor. Getting married doesn't make you poor.
Right. Being addicted to fentanyl makes you poor.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You remember when Nick Mossman said poverty was a character flaw? And this was 15 years ago. Even then, you'd have to, look around.
Right. Well, I liked what you said. I haven't heard you say it in a while, but maybe 6 months ago, I heard you say that being a liberal is a vow to poverty, and I fully get it.
It is. It's a vow of poverty.
And if you see a rich liberal, they're probably they're a charlatan. Not in their profession, but in their person, in their character.
I'm gonna let the dog out.
Okay. He's cool. He adds texture to the show. He adds the texture to the sound quality. Tyler, Spilde. The House I Left Behind is a good book from the Persian perspective of what the Islamic takeover in Iran was like. He was high up in the Islamic Party's rise to power. He was jailed, fled to Turkey. Braylon Tenner, the Iranians are beautiful, intelligent people, cradle of civilization.
Correct.
I mean, dude, boy, they sure are great people in the United States. Every Iranian or Persian person I know in the United States is awesome. They're pretty cool people.
You remember we used to be neighbors with Christian Amanpour. You remember that?
Is that in San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely. That's the CNN reporter.
Yeah, she does a lot of work. She's a good journalist.
I think she lost her way.
There's a fellow buried here locally who was a military attaché of some sort to the Shah of Iran and fled when Khomeini took power. And it was, I believe the story was, someone told me, I don't know where they got it from, but he abandoned Islam and took up the Baha'i faith in reaction to the Islamic Republic that took over his country. He's got the biggest headstone in the local cemetery here.
Oh, wow. Bernie Gannon, in 100 years, abortion will be the Baha'i, a monotheistic religion founded in the 19th century as a development of Babism, emphasizing the essential oneness of humankind. Oh, I like that. And of all religions seeking world peace. Baha'i faith was founded by the Persian Baha'u'llah in 1817 and his son Abdul Baha. Bernie Gannon, in 100 years, abortion will be the barbarianism of our great-great-grandchildren we'll talk about, the same way we discuss slavery, lobotomies, etc. today.
Bernie, where does your the inexorable march of progress? Is that? I like that. It's admirable and even comforting. But I don't know if that's what we're watching.
I didn't know you were so diplomatic. I guess I did. You have a very diplomatic side to you, Greg.
I don't like shitting on people's dreams.
Right.
And we've come through a long period of progress and success, and just a couple of chickens in every pot and a couple of cars in the garage, and
What's fascinating to me is I
but
fully understand.
You can't buy a house in any big city.
Do you have an opinion on pro-choice or what's the other one? Do you have an opinion on women aborting babies, Greg?
Yeah, I'm not a fan by any measure of abortion.
Would you make it illegal?
Well, it is everywhere at some point. Except maybe China. I think you can have it up to like 15 years old or something there. But
too many girls.
Yeah, but
it's assisted suicide or something, or it's murder and assisted suicide. I think after it's born, those are the two categories. If you kill something, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's a European country that allows abortion after 15 weeks. Look it up. I forget that it's not my favorite subject. But it's complicated, and anyone who doesn't think so tends to be a moron. But like that guy in Philadelphia that was pithing babies in the birth canal at 9 months is in prison and needs to be there. And anyone who thinks that the pill is murder, I think, is a little bit wacky.
Pithing, what does that mean? Like stabbing?
They
Pierce
stick-
or sever. Ooh.
yeah, they'll suck the brains out of the skull, crush it,
Oh,
and pull it out.
hey, and you know
It's
what's crazy?
murder.
Pierce or sever the spinal cord of an animal as so to kill it, immobilize it. Damn. Legal reform. Until recently, UK jurisdictions of Northern Ireland and Gibraltar retained highly restrictive laws. Legal reform process currently underway.
So the dark blue, the dark or the navy or whatever is highly restrictive in their abortion laws. If it's the blue countries, you can get abortion on request. So a majority of Europe allows it.
Yeah, but
Up to how many
what
weeks?
age? What
Yeah.
to what point of gestation?
Here we go.
Okay. Some European country laws set the time limit for abortion on request or broad social grounds between 18 and 24 weeks of pregnancy. Some European countries. However, all these countries' laws also allow access in later pregnancy in specific circumstances. When I do understand the if you don't have kids and you're a young girl, I could picture being like, hey, it's my body and I need to control it. Like I can understand that. I can understand that thought process. And if maybe no one's explained, you haven't gone deep into it, you haven't gone beyond that, right? But once you have kids and your perspective on it doesn't change, at least a little bit, or allowed you to at least give it some real serious thought and rethinking it. And I think a lot of people don't because, like you said, it's not their favorite subject. It's a shitty subject, right? Baby killing. I see these women at abortion rallies, like, and they got their kids with them. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Maybe it all makes sense if you knew the kid.
Once you open up the door for the justification of killing people, it's also a slippery slope. This kid was going to grow up poor. Like when do you stop justifying killing people? It seems like you want to keep that list really, really fucking short for killing people. The justification for killing people, like really short.
I'm surprised we don't hear argument along the lines that requiring a woman to go full term against her will has analogies in having to give up a kidney because you're the only match.
Mm. Graciano Rubio, good seeing you this weekend, buddy. Poverty is the default state ever present through history. The question is, what causes prosperity?
That's probably correct. And I don't think that's a, it's kind of like capitalism is also the default state.
Right.
Someone has to come along with some other ism to stop it.
Right. And then even then, it's still happening. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
happening. Yeah. Wow, I never thought of it like that. Wow.
You know what it's like? It's like a whole life and term insurance. When you buy a whole life policy, you're buying a term policy also, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then throwing some extra money into it for someone else. Those costs are there.
I was thinking of it as like binding someone's feet so that they won't grow. It's bad shit's going to happen from that. They're still going to grow. It's just bad shit's going to happen. You're going to keep them small, but some other bad shit's going to happen. When you try to stop capitalism. Joe Westerland, 4 dudes from Iran came to our seminar in Turkey. Just big, handsome Persian wearing Nike and Oakleys. It was during Ramadan, and they weren't fasting. Secular, moderate Muslims who want to watch sports. Just an observation. I like Ramadan. I like the. How long is it? It's 30 days. You don't eat when the sun's out for 30 days. That's kind of cool. I like that part of it.
There was some interesting behind the scenes interactions on a handful of governmental fronts on the subject of us doing certs in Iran.
And what was that? Can you share some of that with us?
I'm thinking about that, and I want to be really careful. We couldn't legally do them, but there was a push to get an exemption, and it was suggested that we would most certainly be approved, and that could be really helpful to our government, to which I declined participation.
On what grounds?
I didn't want to see Joel Westerlin skinned alive.
Okay, so you for your staff's sake.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna involve my level 1 staff in international intrigue.
You didn't want him tied to the back of a truck driven through the main street of the.
He didn't wearing a pukey shirt.
Red seminar staff shirt.
Hey, this was Travis's thing to me last night. He gave me a whole lecture on families. It was fascinating. I really enjoyed it. All these issues stem from the attack on the nuclear family. Break up the family and population is easier to control by dependence on government. Absolutely. Travis was telling me you need a man who's over 40 in the house fucking raising kids, basically. And he said, and you can't have other people raising your kids. It'll always end up like that. They'll always give them outs. And then he went into detail of why it needs to be an older guy. It needs to be a guy who's like gone through his 30s and 40s already. He grinded it out. He knows. He said basically when you're zero, and you know how he talks, so take this with a grain of salt. But it's still super potent. 0 to 30.
I think he's wise.
Yeah, me too. 0 to 30, you're avoiding hard work. 30, you wake up and then you work your ass off from 30 to 40. And then at 40, you only have 10 of your best years in your life. And so, at that point, you can choose what to do between 40 and 50. And then, but you need that man keeping kids on he said the family really needs to stay together for a long time so that older man can keep the younger men on track until they're 30.
It's so crazy autobiographical on his part. Doesn't mean he's wrong.
No, I know. Yeah.
But boy, he drew a hard, fast, valuable, maybe universal lesson from right from the mirror.
But that also works for me too. I felt like I was avoiding work, like I was chasing pussy and marijuana and partying from 0 to 30, and then at 30 something changed. And it wasn't that I was scared or anything. I didn't have some intellectual thought, but it's something that 30 kicked in, and I started just putting my head down. I got focused, and
isn't the hormonal milieu of males under 30 isn't that just kind of a mental illness?
Yeah.
Were you mentally ill as a kid? I was
not mentally ill, but I was parallel between the dog at the dog park that just can't stop chasing the tennis ball. If you want to call that mentally ill, then yeah. I mean, I was just singularly pursuing something abstract that was like you know what I mean? Like there was some.
I'm living in the middle of it right now.
How old are you, Caleb?
My sister and I were too clever at half, and we're lucky we survived it. Not all our friends did.
Say that again about you and your sister. Say that again.
We were too clever by half.
Oh.
And we're lucky we survived it. Not everyone did.
I know. I hear you. That was my issue too. Too clever and free time, and didn't think of consequences. Right? You had a lot of free time. You were very clever, and you avoided severe consequences, either jail or death.
Yep.
And around you, you saw a lot of people who didn't make it through the fucking through it, and who did die and who did go to jail.
I had a lot of friends died, but the one that really struck me was a very, very close friend. One of our, you mentioned the guy that can't tell the truth, and I mentioned my sister. We were all very close to this fella, and he disappeared. And had a Stouffer's lasagna in the microwave and a wallet and car keys and money on the counter and the door open and poof, right? And in trying to help find him, there were half a dozen super plausible theories as to what might have happened, such that it made, we'll never know, because there was a lot of possibilities.
He had a lot of dangerous doors open.
He had been parasitic to organizations and people that were murderous in their nature on probably half a dozen fronts over a decade.
Maybe he just went to the gas station to get milk and cigarettes.
I like Heidi Klum. Maybe he's in heaven.
Well, it was interesting. His mom had married many years ago a pretty senior Secret Service agent, and he helped him to look. And it didn't take them long at all to he's got a license in no state. He's in no country's jail. You know what I mean? He harnessed the power of the federal government to look for poor Mr. Frask, and he says that's what it looks like when someone's been killed. Hopefully someday his remains will be found. So whenever they find someone at the bottom of Lake Mead, or someone in a drum in the Angeles National Forest off the highway, I always think we're gonna someday hear something.
That was totally my husband. Met him when he was 34, finally ready to stop chasing tail. He's the best husband and father I could ever imagine at 50. You know what I think it is, Sleeky? Let me tell you this, and I've seen this happen a few times. Men have harems. They have this whole, they got 15 chicks in the area that they can just bang, And then one chick comes along and she culls the herd. And then that's the one. And I suspect Sleeky, you know her. I think she's eminently capable of culling the herd. Now, you're saying your husband settled down. I want you to meet me at the 50-yard line. And I think maybe you showed your fangs and the others fled. You took a drawer. You were assertive and took a drawer in his house. Next thing you know, you're the one. The other girls find those panties laying around and they're fucking gone. I don't know, just a theory. That's what happened to me. My wife culled the herd. She removed the other. She pulled the weeds from the garden.
I got nothing to say.
Smart. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think monogamy is important.
Of course it is.
Yeah. I'd have never said that. I would never be able to say that 30 years ago. Been like, what do you mean? There's so much dick and pussy to go around and it's fun and just enjoy yourself. Quit tripping. Stop being so jealous. And now at 51 or 52, I'm like, yeah, it's important. You find the one that does that thing.
We all know that thing.
I've never seen you. I've known you for 20 years, Greg. I've never seen you be more happy. And your commitment and your love to your wife is crazy. You're in the stage in life where if she's like, hey, I'm going somewhere, you're like, hey, I'll come with you. You know what I mean? If she's she's going hey, I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes. You're like, okay, I'll come. And you do that shit.
Where would you like to, if you could vacation anywhere, would you go? I said Switzerland. So we went to Belize. Anywhere in the world, you name it, where would it be? I go, Switzerland. So we went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You go anywhere you want, pick it, just name it. I don't know, Switzerland might be interesting. Oh, how about Croatia?
Go to Croatia.
Costa Rica. These are places, the Caymans. We did finally get to Switzerland.
But once a week, I'll be on the phone with you, and you'll be like, "I love my wife so much." Yeah, it's cool.
She's the greatest.
And you're not banging other people. You do the monogamy thing.
Yep. Dude, the pain you can cause and the damage to your family, and it's like,
Yeah.
why not just go out and piss on your kids?
Right. Well, that's funny you say that. Yeah.
You can't break mom's heart without destroying children.
Wow.
Damn.
You can't break mom's heart without destroying children. That should be a book. There's no
And
pages
if
inside.
and at the point
just
that you're
title.
doing that, you're not capable of love
Yeah.
or being
Wow.
loved.
You can't break mom's heart without destroying the children.
My parents stuck together for the family.
Are you happy with that? Are you glad they did?
I have no way of knowing,
Hmm.
but it's clearly a mixed blessing. It would have been much better had my parents been in love.
Hmm. Yeah.
As my mom's career advanced, she made it clear that she could survive financially without my dad. I remember she showed up at a family reunion with a shirt that said, "A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle."
Oh shit. Oh shit.
And,
Oh my goodness.
and my dad found a new fish that rides a bike, you know?
Oh my god. This is a good one, Greg. You're gonna like this. This is someone who knows us in the show well. Jake Chapman from the great Isle of Man. What if mom? What if mom has a dick? All right.
Imagine the
Mom
pain
has-
of giving birth through your penis, Sevi.
I panic when there's a piece of toilet paper or something stuck to it, and I gotta like just take it off the helmet. Like I don't even like. It's too much for me. Too much action. All right. Hey, great show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Caleb, it was great hanging with you, and thank you for your help.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a lot of fun.
Gotten to
Yeah,
sit
let's
around.
talk about Caleb like he's not here. He's cool, huh?
He's great. That was a lot of fun.
That was only the second time I've hung with him in person. I've done 1,500 shows with him, and I fucking only hung with him one other time. And it was so good the last time I hung with him, I was afraid it was going to only go downhill. But I just loved seeing him again.
Should we
It
do
was
that
awesome.
again?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Even if we don't do the speech part, you should just invite over all the people from the podcast, and we should hang out at your house for a weekend.
Why not?
Drink all
Why
your
not?
booze and pee in your pool. Swim in your pool.
I think I could do the parts of the other speakers too, the essence of what they had.
I think you can too.
Definitely. Maybe in less words for some of them
Yeah,
too.
and it's hard to go wrong with Briggs there too.
He's great. He's great.
Wildly smart.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was really cool to listen to all of them. I love listening to everything they said. It was cool.
Dale King, I concur. From Portsmouth CrossFit. Yeah, Dale was there.
Doc Spartan.
Yeah, the home of Matuthian.
We had both Dales there, King and Saran. It's always great for me.
Yeah. I sprinkled a little Matuthian in your pool, and I noticed the bottom of your pool got clean in 5 seconds.
Did you?
Sprinkled a little in there and then went down there with the toothbrush.
In the hot tub portion in the middle.
Could you brush your teeth with diatomaceous earth?
I'm sure you could. Hey, dude, I don't know what it was, but when I was in India, I was in this town called Varanasi for a week. And every morning, there are these weird things that people do, but every morning, there would be there's this fountain and there's this big pile of sticks, and you just walk up to it and you grab a stick and you rub the stick in your teeth and in your mouth, and then you throw the stick into another pile. Those are the used sticks. I don't know what the sticks were, but all those fucking people have like perfectly white, big, clean teeth. So there's this tree, you know what I mean? They just found a tree that's the toothbrush tree. Yeah.
Get busy. Sounds like you have some work to do. A little trip
I
to make
know.
and get back with some
part
with the
2 on
SMB
the
sell
Methodian.
the Indian miracle teeth sticks.
Hey, so we had the vast and deep bench of the Methodian marketing team at your Broken Science event.
Yeah.
And this is how I knew they got it. Afterwards, we were all in the garage having a meeting and doing thrusters, and someone goes, "Dude, I found the perfect marketing slogan for Methodian." I go, "What?" He goes, 1 out of 10 dentists recommend it.
That's good.
And I was like, wow, you really were listening to Broken Science.
Yeah. Yeah, the dentist that's not on the Pepsodent or whatever the hell it was campaign. Hey, Michaela left a sink on and then left the house or something that overflowed in the laundry room and created a hell of a mess yesterday. When she got back to the house, it had been running on the floor for hours and flooded out into the garage. And there was talk of going to Home Depot and getting dehumidifiers and fans and mops and all this shit. I nixed all that and called ServPro.
Yeah.
And
The people like who, if your house is on fire or something, they come like
they were here within an hour of the call and ripping off floorboards, ran fans and dehumidifiers all night long, got into the wall. But I've used them before. I was leaving for a seminar years ago when I heard a loud noise coming from the back of the house, and I went in the master bedroom in a new home, had closet ceiling and attic space had collapsed into the master walk-in closet, and I was catching a flight in 2 hours, So I like, fuck it, and then left, and my dad called ServPro, and I came home.
Wait, going back here, when you say it collapsed, means someone left the tub on upstairs or something, and
No,
it caused water to collapse?
it was the humidification system added to the AC had some kind of drip pan that got a plug drain and overflowed and had been overflowing for a long time. It was improperly installed. And so the ceiling collapsed from the weight of the accumulated water into the master closet, onto the clothing that was there. And I came home 10 days later, and all my clothes were in dry cleaning bags. The house smelled like paint. The carpet had been replaced. Everything had been repainted. It was absolutely amazing. Truthfully, like it never even happened, except my clothes got dry cleaned. I don't do that.
And you had a bowl, and you had a bill that was $22,000.
USAA picked up everything.
Oh,
and in fact, when you call ServPro,
wow.
They would like to know that policy number, and you're unlikely to see any paperwork.
Wow, USAA is great.
USAA is great, and ServPro is amazing as well. They're both great companies. Hey, we've all been in the car buying sitch where they ask about insurance and you tell them you have USAA and they don't want to talk. Like, okay, never mind. Yeah, that's the unbeatable deal.
The Gecko's not taking you from USAA.
There's no chance. No one's ever going to leave that insurance.
Hey,
right, Caleb?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had it my entire life. And I just everybody's like, "Oh, go use Navy Fed or whatever." I'm like, "No, I've never had it." Same thing like roadside assistance. I've been stuck in like snowstorms with my car just broken down on the side of the road, and USA will find somebody and send them out to me. Like I've locked my keys in the car and they've sent somebody out in 20 minutes and they've got it fixed. Like USA is amazing.
They allow us here in
Arizona. What does it stand for?
Shit, I don't know. It's like everybody in the military or their kids or family that's what USAA is.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Greg?
They let us put new windshields in the cars at no cost every 3 to 5 years here. Because the decomposed granite dust pits the windows.
Yeah.
And they see it as a driving hazard.
United Services Automobile Association. But we're not just an acronym. With roots grounded in the military. Okay, so if you're in the military, you can get that.
Yeah, I think they've opened it up, Caleb. No?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how far they've opened it up, but like I've had a bank account with them for as long as I can remember, and insurance, and same with the rest of my family. My spouse, my wife has it too.
Yeah.
Hey, going back to that laundry room. Why didn't it drain down the sink? Sink was clogged?
I didn't get into the particulars. I felt it was, what a bummer, and I feel bad for her because that's not Michaela's style.
Right. I would be devastated if I did that to someone's house. Holy shit.
But they really will, like it never happened. I mean, they're good.
Did the water get out to the skateboard ramp even? Like that's how much water it was, like a little river going down?
I don't know, but they took a whole bunch of stuff out of the garage, and I got inside and outside walls torn apart. They'll get it all good.
Wow.
They won't replace the walls, won't be put back together until it's dry.
Graciano Rubio advocating for Greg to include broken economic science at the next event.
Econ, we don't mention it often, but econ is like sociology and anthropology and psychology in its replication issues.
No shit.
Yeah.
But it's math, isn't it?
Nah, not really.
No. It's predicting it's failed predictions on how to grow the economy and shit like that.
Yeah.
And how to stimulate wealth and shit like that.
I've not seen better exposition on all things macro than Hayek in The Road to Serfdom and The Fatal Conceit. Those are kind of...
Look, we don't have time for this shit, Jake. Okay, fine. One more. Did Greg coordinate his watch strap, yellow, with his T-shirt? Oh, yellow T-shirt.
Yeah, I think it was subconscious
coordination.
I was going to say, why didn't you wear the blue one?
I don't think his watch strap, probably the watch. Like, do you wear that watch every day?
No, I have this watch in red and blue.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
He's a fashionista, people. He's a fashionista.
It's a Breitling. That's the new G-Shock for me.
That's the Kelly Slater watch, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. It's like the surf watch.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful watch.
It's only good to 100 meters, though. There was actually some complaints about that online. And believe me, if I'm down 100 meters, the last fucking thing in the world I'm concerned about is what time it is.
You're like, why did I get in this sub?
Yeah, I'm just thinking I should have stayed in the fucking boat, man. Or on the land.
Oh my God.
Hey, I got a slip at Coronado. I told you last night.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Hey, was it you and I who watched recently that whole 30-minute show where the lady reads slowly the communications between that sub that imploded and the surface vessel? And over 30 minutes, she reads the entire transcript back and forth. Was it you and I who watched that?
Yeah, I think we did.
And there was a point in there. It's weird because I don't usually have, like there's people. Have you ever met people like if you say the word snake, they feel sick to their stomach or something, or they don't want to hear certain words. When she started talking about when we were getting towards like getting close to their death, even though it was just a back and forth comms between the boat and the sub, I started not feeling good. It was weird.
It's all just the it's the manifestation of what makes all of that so stupid. Like, of course.
We heard crackling. We tried to surface. I'm like, oh, you were in a carbon fiber sub and you heard crackling?
Did you hear it? It was loud. It was. They had it was picked up by sonar, but
then there was comms for another 10 minutes. Once I heard the crackling, everything after that's just pure nightmare mode. I wanted to throw up. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I'm like, I'm good.
If any thought were possible while that's happening, and it's not, the suddenness of it is inside of your awareness space. But there'd be no surprise for me. Like if you went to go do that thing and that happened, I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, told you not to do that. It's like my friends going down to Mexico to party.
Or it's like
no one thinks it's going to be them.
Or if you're having sex in the house and the chick's husband's home, like you're getting caught. Like don't be surprised when you get caught or the parents walk in. You jackass. I never did crazy shit like that. Sneak into a window and fuck a girl in bed while her parents are home. I don't. I'd be too scared. Greg's thoughts on RFK's recent Twitter.
Well, what happened recently? I don't know, but I like the guy.
I think he put Aaron Rodgers on a short list for VP candidates. The quarterback who didn't take the drugs.
Huh.
If that's what it is.
That seems weird. But
Why? I mean, how is Aaron Rodgers going to be any worse as a VP than Kamala Harris?
And he has no chance of winning, so it doesn't matter anyways. But I really like the guy, and I like his values, and he twice out of the blue reached out to me, exceedingly kind, and I got a lot of respect for the guy. It's going to be fun to watch him grow up because he's gonna.
Okay, let's hear it. He's talking faster now too, which I like. Okay, here we go.
Battlefield with him. I don't want to beat him because a court threw him out. I want to beat him because I'm able to make the argument to the American people that I should be president, and I have a debate and that kind of stuff. I think this persecution that the DNC has leveled, that people see that as unfair. Americans just viscerally are saying this guy is being attacked, and it's moving huge numbers of voters over to him because they're pissed at what the DNC is doing.
Yeah.
It's also terrible for America, who are supposed to be the exemplary democracy around the world. This is what they do in banana republics.
Yeah.
You don't want to run against the guy because he's popular. So you get a judge to throw him out.
Yeah. That's a great comparison.
And it's not America.
That was a description.
Go on.
It's not a comparison. That's what happened. The Democrats are terrified of losing an election to Trump. And so in the name of democracy, they want to prevent him from running for election. And it's as logical as cutting someone's cock off and calling it gender affirming healthcare.
Right. Oh my God.
Had to have laughed.
Holy shit, dude. We're dealing with crazy people.
Thank you. Haven't I been saying that?
I know, but why those comparisons, when you do that, I just start fucking tripping.
The language is amazing. It's post-rational.
Someone just texted me.
If you're arguing with them, you're wasting your fucking time.
Holy shit. Greg just confirmed what I've thought to be true. Zionist is a new age term for kikes that liberals use.
Yeah, it's a liberal word for kike.
Crazy. Hey, there's this guy that's always saying that I love the Zionists, and I've asked him like 1,000 times, hey, dude, I don't understand what a Zionist is. And every time he explains it to me, I'm like, man, this just sounds like a place to fucking harbor hate. Like I can't get my head wrapped around even what the idea of it is. It's
Tell him you're not circumcised and see if he backs off. I bet he does.
Every definition I've found uses the word in the definition. So that not very helpful.
It's fascinating. It's also fascinating that people call Israel colonizers when you could equally interchange that as refugees with their situation where they've been put.
They if they're colonists, it happened 3,000 years ago. It's fucking funny.
That's just how did I not know that? It's so obvious what it is. It's just more word fuckery by the left. It's their way of hating on the Jews.
Of course.
Yeah. And yet it's funny too. And yet they're upset with the term illegal aliens, even though there's nothing negative about it. It's just a description. It just is what it is. There's no like.
Venezuela emptied its insane asylums, I hear. Just what friends tell me that would know. That they marched lunatics to the border and told them, you're free. And if you ever come back, you'll be executed on the spot.
Well, that's a pretty easy decision.
Yeah, and so they left, and they're here now.
How about the FBI? How about the director of the FBI warning that Hamas and ISIS and shit are here? They have come across the border. Boy, if Trump gets elected and you're
how about the people that are surprised at what a sanctuary city feels like in reality.
I know your city turned into Tijuana, but you're surprised.
Yeah, fuck. These
what
the
they
liberals
think
wanted
was going to
this
happen.
be a Texas reality.
Yeah. And by the way, for those of you who don't understand what's going on, and this is going to happen to all of us, and this is really sad. If these people that are here, if we don't get a new president or we don't get them out of this country, what's going to happen is they're all going to be part of the census, and it's going to change the layout of politics dramatically. So of course they can vote legally, illegally. Don't believe any of the hype. But what is for certain is they will be part of the census. The battle is on now, and it will change the layout of how politics work in this country. You had 12 million fucking people who will do whatever fucking the government tells them. And it's going to change the I don't know what the word is. What is the word? Those lines in the ground, those imaginary lines that demark election areas.
It was all done on purpose.
Yeah.
What we saw as a defect in the border's function was actually the plan. It's not a bug, but it's a designed, engineered attribute.
And if Trump gets elected and you're a bounty hunter, get ready because you're going to get rich.
You think it's going to look like that?
I hope he gets elected and he does exactly what he says. I hope they just start fucking deporting I hope they build these fucking huge fucking camps along the border and just start capturing people and taking them out. And hey, here's the thing. It's a full-time job just taking the criminals. Just start with the criminals. The ones who are actually committing crimes here.
Yeah, I'd like to make a list of 30 or 40 people that just kind of arbitrarily get charged with 30 or 40 felonies. He's got to have that in his heart.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And let me be perfectly clear, too. I don't like the guy, and you can vouch for me. I never have.
Right.
I do not like him. But that has no bearing on what I think of charging someone with crimes to stop them from getting elected.
Right, right.
That bothers me in the exact manner that it does Bobby, that it does RFK Jr.
Right. You wouldn't want that done to Biden either.
Fuck no. You don't charge. And you know what? Like, if they elect Scott Peterson president, I think that'd dust his ass off, bring him out of San Quentin, and put him in the White House. I'm not going to deny someone office based on that.
All right.
Look at the issues on which you have to hold your nose to vote for Trump.
Like
low IQ, liar, abusive to women.
I thought you meant you mean him.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. and I'm going to proudly vote for him because the other piece of shit is a worse piece of shit. And it has nothing to do with age nor his senility. And by the way, all of the age talk is red herring bullshit. There's no age issue. It's that he's fucking senile. That's the problem.
President Biden.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not the president.
Yeah. Heidi Kroon, you have to be you have to be a piece of shit to even want to run this country.
That might be the case. That might be part of what we're looking at. But I like this RFK Jr. guy.
Hey, maybe my line has been changed, but it takes a lot for me. Oh, someone's working out at your house.
That's Surf Pro.
Oh. I thought it was a barbell dropping. Once the other side wants to do bad stuff to kids, like it kind of doesn't matter what I'm on the other side's team just right away. Like that's why I don't have that animosity I used to have towards Trump, or those thoughts, not animosity, but those feelings that I had. They've waned for me incredibly.
All my objections to him disappear on the realization that there's a movement to remove his name from the ballot and call it democracy. I know those people. These are the people that cut off penises and call it gender affirming healthcare.
Right.
I get it.
Like at that point, I don't care if Trump said, "Yeah, I grabbed a girl's pussy." Like I just don't care. Like it's a moot point to me at that point. I hold none of it against him.
Yep.
So.
Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. On that note. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. Greg Glassman. Miswak. I'm sure we brought this up. The miswak is a teeth cleaning twig made from the Salvadoria persica tree.
Bizarre. You can brush your teeth with diatomaceous earth, by the way. I just looked that up.
You can what? Oh, you can?
Greg asked if you could brush your teeth with diatomaceous earth, and that
You
you can. It's basically the same as baking soda or baking powder or whatever it's called.
You don't have to physically catch people to get them out of the country. All you have to do is not give them government benefits or tax dollars and start billing them up front at hospitals.
You know what's a trip? When I was deployed to Jordan, we had to go to a local hospital a few times, and people are paying for their health care in cash. Like if they don't have like insurance or anything, like you just go up there and pay for whatever services.
This?
Yeah.
Like
Straight up.
not even credit card. You're saying you just saw someone like with cash.
Straight up. Just straight up cash money, baby. Paying for like lab results or x-rays or whatever the fuck they needed. Drugs. You just pay for it in cash.
David, you fucking dipshit, David Weed. What the fuck is wrong with your brain, dude? When I tell you that I don't like to see someone fucking 60 pounds overweight doing fucking kipping muscle ups, and then you jump to the conclusion that I'm saying CrossFit isn't safe, you fucking moron. That's like saying, hey, I don't like to see someone with the toothbrush shove it into the back of their throat and fucking rip out their tonsils. And you're like, oh, are you saying brushing your teeth is dangerous? You fucking moron. How's anyone supposed to fucking get along with you, dude? Jackass.
You just been harboring that since 30 minutes.
No. He texted me and said, hey, I'm horny. Will you ass pound me? And I'm like, okay, fine. He just texted me. Fine, I'll ass pound you. I'll ass pound you.
Jeez.
No lube, Davey, just the way you like it.
Raw dog that shit.
Just the way you like it, Mr. Weed. Dude, the kike thing is crazy. It's funny because I'm going back and forth with this guy in my DMs and I was getting there, but I'm not as quick as Greg, obviously. He's still a young man. I'm old. But Greg took it right there. I knew every time this guy would talk, I'm like, fuck, this guy sounds like a racist piece of shit under the guise of not being racist. It was so weird how he just can't stop calling these people that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I even understand it still.
it's a way to categorize a kind of Jew. So you could say someone's a Jew or Jewish, right? Or you could say someone's a Mexican or a Spanish guy or whatever, and then you start swerving off into this. y- it's like how they rename everything, right? It's like baby killing is abortion. They renamed it. Gender affirming healthcare is really chopping off the penis, and so they know they can't get away with saying kike. It's a psyop. It's a psyop. It's just recategorizing. Yeah, it's just recategorizing all Jewish people.
Like food stamps are called SNAP, like that.
Yes, exactly like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's exactly that. Oh, this is
tracking
gonna be
that.
fun. Hold on. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna get wild here. Hold on, I gotta turn on my Bluetooth. This is gonna be good. Here we go. Hold on, I gotta turn on my Bluetooth. Hold on. Save your venom. Hold on, I gotta turn on my Bluetooth. Where the fuck is my Bluetooth? Hold on. No, shit, this one. Hold on. I'm almost there. This is gonna be good. This is the guy. I think this is the guy in my DMs. Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm having issues connecting. Hold on. This is gonna be good. This guy's fucking pissed. He is so angry. Here we go. I think this is him. I hope this is him. Hello, caller. Hey, caller. Hi. Thank you.
Did I lose you?
Thank you for waiting patiently. No. You. I lost myself, but I found myself. Action.
Good. No, I turned off the show a while ago, and then I turned it back on, and I realized that you're probably talking about me. So I thought I'd give a call in, and we can have a chat rather than spatting back and forth through DMs.
All right. Do you think Zionist is a term? It's the liberal term for kike.
No, because I didn't think that religion has anything to do with racism. And Biden himself said he's a Zionist, and he's not a Jew. So riddle me that.
What is a Zionist?
It's nuance, man. It's not about the Jews. You keep coming back to me thinking it's about the Jews, and it's not. I talk to Jewish people all the time that are very much against Zionism, and Zionism is a destructive terminology that basically actually tears away the fabric of what it is to be a Jew. So it's got nothing to do with being a Jew or Zionist Judaism. It's more so with the nationalism within Israel and the connection with the deep state. I mean, you almost can't say globalist without having the connection with Zionism.
Okay, but what is it? What is Zionist? Do they hate someone? Do they like someone? Is it like I'm
they hate everybody that's not part of their club, man.
And
you are considered, not part of them, so you're disposable. We're all disposable to the Zionist regime, and same as the globalists. We're just simple plebes that they utilize as part of their construct.
Let me read this to you from the wiki page. Zion is a nationalist movement that emerged in the 19th century to enable the establishment of homeland for the Jewish people in Palestine, a region roughly corresponding to the land of Israel. So it's people.
So we're gonna now.
Go ahead.
We're gonna take definitions from Wikipedia, dude. Really?
Hey, dude. Fine. Okay, I won't take it. The definition from there. I just need a definition. So like this definition that just is Jewish people who want a homeland. But hey, the term is. I always hear the term thrown around in a negative light. I never hear like, oh my God, I was down at the beach. I did a beach. The Zionists did a beach cleaning party. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. I mean, the whole. It's sad what's going on right now, man. And I mean, it's all surrounded around dividing us as, the whole Middle Eastern thing, the whole, Gaza, the whole Israel. This is all just meant to divide us. That's all it's meant to do. Like, and it's succeeding is the problem. It's like,
let me ask you this. Are you
Are
you mad at me because I don't stand up against I don't stand up against the bombing of Gaza? You think that you're like, hey, like, am I characterizing our conversation correctly? You're like, hey, dickhead, Gaza's being bombed and thousands of kids are dying, and you ain't saying shit about it.
No, I don't hate anybody, man.
Okay,
I,
not
you
hate.
know,
Sorry,
I
frustrated.
appreciate-
That's what you're trying to convince me. You're like, hey, dude, why you're. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to
I'm not
characterize
try-
and understand where you and I butt heads in the DMs. You're frustrated. You're just not even frustrated. I don't mean to characterize you as a whole. When we talk, our conversation is around. You're like, hey, dipshit, how come you're not standing up for kids getting killed in Gaza?
I mean, it pains me to see, and it may maybe come from, you know, a good friend of mine is married to a Palestinian, so you know, I hear a lot of. I mean, well, neither you or I have been there, so we don't really know the truth of the matter of what's going on over there, other than what we see on Telegram and whatever. And you know, my frustration's not so much with you; it's more so, and you know, Siobhan, sometimes I get a little hot-headed on Instagram.
Hey, and I consider
You
you a
know,
friend,
I
by
don't
the
have-
way. Hey, listen, we've known each other long enough that we can fight like that. I'm never like, you know, like if other people talk to me the way you and I talk to each other, and I know I'm a dick back to you, but if other people did that, I wouldn't tolerate that. But I consider you a friend and a longtime listener of the show, and it doesn't, I know we're venting and both emotional. So just so you know, you never owe me an apology. I mean, I'll take one, but you don't owe me. I owe you as many apologies as you owe me. I know we fucking tussle. So just so you know,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I appreciate the conversation because it honestly lets me get out a lot of the feelings that I've had. And
yeah,
it's man, it's devastating. It's not just there though. I mean, it's all over the world. Like I constantly say people are sleepwalking into. We're sleepwalking into construct that they have set out for us. Whether you want to call it the 2030 agenda or whatever the hell, where people are just so comfortable with, you know, getting up in the morning and having a lot. That's their there's so much more to life than that fluff, you know. Like I don't know. I see what's going on over there, and obviously I know what's going on in Ukraine and everything like that. And it's just like, Jesus, man, when are people going to get their head out of the sand and like stand up? And it's even worse locally. I mean, like I live in Canada, and you know that. Like, I mean, it's the censorship, the maids program, it's the nonstop onslaught since COVID. And I just don't see a lot of people standing up for anything unless it's the virtue signal. And it's just, and I want to get it across that I'm not doing that. I don't like seeing people get killed that just want to, you know, live their life and have a warm house to call home and a comfortable area where they can go and not have all this bullshit. But
hey, can I tell you something? By the way, I still haven't used your name, and I didn't use your name when I was talking about you, just so you know. I want to be clear on that. I didn't reference you. I still haven't referenced you, just so you know, by name. I just said a person in my DMs. And I still haven't said your name since you called. So just so you know, that's important to me. And the second thing is, hey, dude, I just had a friend. I just hung out all weekend with a guy who lives in China, who's born and lived there his whole life. And he said digital currency and social score, which we know are the same thing. He says it's alive and strong there, and he was telling me it's really bad, dude. It's really bad. Like, it's like if we get digital currency here in social score, like it's nuts the shit they do. And hey, like if me and you, if I had a high social score and I talked to you and you had a low social score, my social score would go down. Like it's crazy.
Black Mirror. I mean, it's right out of
it is Black Mirror. Yeah, it's crazy.
And the problem is we're complacent in it. And I think the main thing is for me too, Siobhan, is that, like, you know, I hear you guys talking about Democrats, Republicans, and out here, and you know, all the Canadians say is, "Oh, we got to get the libs out." But in reality, like, these guys are just playing musical chairs. They're all the same. Whether you call it Trump, yeah, he's got some better policies, but then he comes out on the weekend saying how much, you know, how proud he was of getting the vaccine out in 9 months, and how the next cure is, you know, we're going to cure cancer with this technology and stuff like that. Like,
well, what about, hey, dude, what about if we just, I mean, no one's going to be perfect, right? We're not going to find any. No. I mean, like even the TikTok thing, like I'm struggling with it, right? Like my values are like, hey, you can't fucking ban them. But when I honestly answer the question, do I want TikTok gone? Yeah, I do. And so I have that inconsistency, right? My values and my ideology aren't lining with my desire. And we're all like that.
No, I hear you there.
Why can't we just, let's say they're both in the one and the same? Why don't we just, like, I never thought I'd vote for Trump either, but why? But don't you think that being said, that he has to win, or else the fucking balance is going to be just too far out of whack? Or no? Are you just like literally like, hey, dipshit, it's the same thing? Like literally the same thing.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing. It's the uni party, and they just.
You don't think that child genital mutilation gets kind of muted and put on the back burner if Trump gets elected?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. And like I said, there's different it's you pull one policy to put another one in, right? I mean, so yeah, I completely, obviously we're going to agree on a lot of things, man. Like when it comes to this gender ideology and this, identity politics bullshit. But
I like the idea of child molestation. This is not going to be a popular view. Staying in the church where it's always been, instead of spreading to my fucking every other fucking nook and cranny and facet of life. Do you know what I mean? Like I like it that there's Catholic priests molesting kids and hiding, and they're terrified for their fucking life, and we catch them and they go to jail. I do not like the other party's plan of just fucking normalizing it, and you can get diddled at the library while you listen to fucking some creature read to you. You know what I mean?
No, and I totally agree, and I know that like our conservative side of things here is no, I shouldn't say that. In Canada, he tiptoes, and the next minute he kind of says, "Oh, maybe it's not. It's definitely up to the parents to make the choice." And some of these parents, I mean, I don't know, man. I call these. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I'll just say some people have been paused.
Have been what?
And paused. POZZED. You can Google that.
I'm Googling it now.
I think they've just, since a certain thing came through, I literally think they are muted to the realities of what's going on in the world, man. Like there's nothing else. There's no other explanation for what I see. The excess deaths are right in front of you, and nobody says shit.
Yeah. No one is saying shit.
I listen to Dr. Campbell. I listen to Dr. Campbell. I mean, he's great. He has like to the point statistics about what's going on in the world, and nobody says shit. Nobody cares, man. It's unbelievable that there's not an uproar or like a massive class action lawsuit or something going on, but nobody says shit.
Well, yeah. There's got to be some lawsuits going on. Hold on real quick. Sleeky says, at the library where you listen to a drag queen read to you. Yeah, yes. Getting diddled there too. Just not in churches. Yeah, that's my point. Like I'm okay. Like for all these people, I'm okay. I don't want kids getting diddled anywhere, but what I really don't want is it being normalized. And so when it's happening in the dark, when it's happening in the basement of a church, I'd much rather have it being there than fucking at my library and it being celebrated, which is fucking what's happening. Hey, I should go. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, no, Savon. I appreciate your conversation, man. It's all good. And hopefully we can chat in the future.
Of course, brother. I think one day we'll meet and get to hang out. All right. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Is tank 15, does he use words like paused? Oh, I thought that was like a big sophisticated word. Is that like more of like a hip word like sus or capped? What's that? Capped?
No cap.
No cap. Oh, so I could say this. Is tank 15, he uses the word pause. I could say no cap. Like that means for sure. That means like for sure.
Yeah. Good job. Nice.
I'm sus of what's going on at the border. That means like I'm suspect of what's going on at the border, right? Sus.
There you go.
Sus.
I think I'm more confused now than I was before that call, but it's okay.
I have such a robust and fun life of communication. Someone one time said something about how much stimulus I get. I get so much stimulus.
Yeah.
Hey, do you ever get off the show and you're like, fuck, what should I do with myself? Like you're kind of wound off into another dimension or like vibration or something, and like you have to like calm down or something, like almost like you need a drink after the show, but you're like, fuck, it's only 10 a.m. But you're like, fuck, I
You-
could use a drink.
Usually when I get off the show, I'm like completely drained. Like I don't want to do anything for like 2 hours.
Corey Leonard, I'll stimulus you, Sevi. All right. Kristen Keller, that's how we are when there's no shows, Sevi. I know I didn't do a show for like fucking 12 hours or 24 hours. Jeff Birchfield was like talking to me like I died or something. It's been a minute.
R.I.P.
Yeah. What if we all lived in the same neighborhood and like when the show was over, we just went outside and just pulled up to a keg
Now we're talking.
of Newcastle?
I just sit on my lawn chair and zone out for a couple hours.
Just a line of lawn chairs that's like 600 lawn chairs long. And we all have shotguns pointed in the same direction.
Just waiting for birds.
I don't know why we have to have guns. It just sounds fun.
Always have to have guns.
Brandon, what's up, playa? Brandon Waddell. I got diddled at the doctor Monday. She was skin checking me, all of me, lifted the balls and spread the cheeks. Wow.
Fuck.
Sounds like fucking you were manipulated.
It's always cold in those rooms too, I bet. That's so annoying.
Gloves or no gloves, Brandon? Here Matuthian is bussing for
real?
no cap.
For real.
Oh, for real. Oh, Matuthian is what's bussing?
Boston's like awesome.
Oh, is it? It's awesome.
Extremely good. Excellent.
Oh yeah, thank you. I know. How does there was someone the other day that said it was too salty. I think they were having flashbacks of like taking a load or something. Are loads salty?
No idea.
Who knows if loads are salty? Yeah, I like the salt. I thought it needed more salt, but we're sticking with the current formula. Oh, it's a compliment that it's salty. Damn, your load is salty. Well, thank you.
Gave you some electrolytes. You're welcome.
Oh, look, it's the girl on her back. That's the girl on her back that I always see. The vagina staring at me. Cold, but she had a warm heart.
She was nice, I guess.
I'm telling you, when I tell this story, and I've told it to you guys a dozen times, but I went to Kaiser and a dude fucking checked my cock and balls with no glove.
That's so
like
funny.
just fully handled them. And at that point, I knew
I
was gay. Oh, yeah, sorry. He was gay. Sorry. I got to get my pronoun right.
Trying to leave you out of it.
Did she have gloves on?
I think you said yes.
Was your wife in the room? Hey, Brandon, was your wife in the room? Today I was in a room and there was another lady holding my penis while my wife stared on.
He really likes it if you touch it right there.
Yeah.
So just
Hey, why do you got to put? Oh, yes to all. Wow. Yeah, I agree. It's not gay if you use gloves. I agree.
barrier. You got to use a barrier.
I don't even think when I have sex with the condom on, I'm really having sex.
It's a concept I haven't explored.
Just practicing. Gloves.
No way.
Gloves block the gay.
That's fucked up. Wife, doctor, PA, and resident. Ugh. That's so annoying. Do you mind if we have somebody come in and
yes.
check? Do you mind if we have somebody come look at this? We have a student here. We have a resident who also probably would find this very fascinating if you don't mind having them come in.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon, next time.
It's my cock and balls, dude.
Hey, next time they're like, hey, listen. If they're going to get to watch me spread my butt cheeks, they're also going to have to hold my cock.
Yeah.
Every time I've had a stranger hold my cock, I'm so disappointed in how my cock shows up. Like, listen, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's so cold in there, and then their hands are
I'm
cold.
just
and it
like,
shrivels into
really?
your freaking stomach.
Or maybe I'm just delusional about my cock. Maybe really I only have like a fucking half-inch cock, and when there's people around, reality sets in.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just so disappointing. I so wouldn't mind if a guy held my penis and checked me and I just had a giant wood. It's his problem.
Sorry,
What do I care? Yeah.
you're a handsome guy.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? I'm not gay. My penis is.
It's got a mind of its own.
Yeah. Hasn't been touched in a week. Sorry. I bet you only the doctor. Well, I bet you only the doctor touched his penis. I bet you like the intern didn't.
No way. They're all gonna handle that shit. Like, oh yes, take a look under the shaft here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're all,
Exactly.
one's gonna hold the shaft, the other one's gonna touch the balls, the other one's gonna inspect your taint.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Hey, listen, we're short on time. I'm gonna have to inspect your penis and your butthole at the same time. And the guy's fucking got one hand on your cock and two fingers in your butt. Jesus criminy. Kaiser. It's like when Josh Bridges told me he cleans both of his ears at the same time, and now I do that.
Really?
Yeah, I do that now. What with the tooth? You do one at a time?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna freaking perforate my eardrum if I do it, even with one.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna be good.
What up, Sevy? Caleb.
Hey,
Hey.
I can't wait to
So-
hear about the handling of your penis.
All right, so I'm in the room sitting there, and they've had me gown up, and they're like, "Leave your underwear on." And so it's just me and my wife in the room, and the PA comes in, and she fully checks me, except everything in the underwear boxer region. Then she's like, "Okay, I'll go out and get the doctor."
What do you mean?
Then
Wait.
she comes
Sorry.
back-
The PA is a girl too, and she just checks everywhere but inside your shorts.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And so then she makes all the notes. Then she leaves the room. She's like, "I'm gonna go get the doctor and let her know you're ready." I'm like, "Okay." And so she goes out, a few minutes go by. She comes back in with the doctor and with a resident, all female. And then the doctor asks questions, goes over everything. And then she's like, "Okay, do you mind if I check you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So she goes head to toe. Well, normally when I've had this done, they just pull your boxers like back and like look down your boxers or down your shirt, like your underwear, whatever. So she pulls them down in the back, so my ass is hanging out, and like checks, pulls them back, then looks down the front, like at my left leg, then puts them back, looks down the right leg, then looks at the cock and balls down the middle. Then she said, "Do you mind if we pull these down and I give a better check?" And I was like, "Sure." And so
We're here.
she's like, "Okay, do you mind disrobing?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I've already got the gown off and my wife is holding it. So then I just drop trowel and she like squats down and like is looking and moves it to the side and says, "Do you mind turning around?" So then I turn around and that's when she spreads the cheeks. And then she's like, "Okay, you're good." And I turn back around and pull the underwear up. So when I turn around, that's when the PA and the resident are now staring at me. And so that's how it went.
Did you have your wife snap a photo when she was on her knees?
No, should have, though. It would have been great.
Hold on, can we
Oh
get a
my
picture for the
God.
scrapbook?
Yeah,
Hey,
no, my
so how-
wife was
so-
tripping
so-
out. She was laughing the entire time.
So
I
your
thought it was
wife,
hilarious.
so your wife's there, and the doctor's there, and there's two other. Is everyone a woman?
Yes.
So you're naked in front of four women, and they're examining your asshole and your cock and balls.
Yes, making sure there's no spots that need to be,
God, it
looked
sounds
at
like
closer.
sounds like a dream of mine. Be careful what you wish for, people. 4 years ago,
Right.
Brandon in church wished for a foursome. This is what he got. Fucking God heard it wrong. He got all fucked
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Got the wires
Be
crossed.
careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Oh my God. I
So,
want to be in a room with four chicks who are just really caring and giving me a lot of attention. I want to be in a
who
five.
really want to look at my cock and balls.
Yeah.
And this is what you get.
Wow.
Damn,
I just did
I'm pretty
a
cocked out.
story yesterday on cock gazing.
Yeah. Well, Be careful what you
Hey,
wish
did
for.
she find anything on your penis cool?
It's all good. No, nothing to note.
All right.
It's your penis cool.
Just a normal penis.
God, I would be so in those situations. I'm like, man, did I scrub every fucking dingleberry out of my pubic hair? God, I hope my penis isn't having a drippy day. I mean, just there would be just like, just hope like I hope my underwear doesn't like have any like fucking stench or there's semen from this morning's bang session stuck under my foreskin or just I would just be tripping.
I hope there are no ingrown hairs.
I would have to be. I would just have to like. I would basically, if I knew that was going to happen, I would, yeah. Did you prepare for that? Did you know that people were going to look at your asshole, so you cleaned extra good?
I was, so I've got a dermatologist here. This was all in Houston, and the one in Little Rock, he just does the pull him to the side, like look, and is like in the front. So the cock and balls, he'll just say, "Hey, do you got anything that I need to look at?" And I'm always like, "No," and he's like, "All right, cool." And so he doesn't ever check that area. But they, in the paperwork, when you're filling it out, they're like, do you consent to a full body check, even genitalia area, all things like that? And I'm like, I always just say yes, because whatever. I'd rather them find something than them not check. So I knew it was always a possibility, but it's like, whatever. It hadn't happened yet.
Can you imagine objecting? Can you imagine objecting? Like the
Graciano asked, did they do a function check where they like take a pen or something and then they check your scrotal reflex?
No, they did not check that.
There's a scrotal reflex. My scrotum does nothing.
So like I don't know exactly how it works.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a pen. You can't see down. Okay, go ahead. Tell me what they do. I want to try it on myself.
You take a pen and it's basically just like you were
scrotal reflex. That's bullshit. There's no such thing.
They like drag it across your balls and they see if it like clenches up.
Like almost like a like that plant, not a those leaves and you stroke the leaves and they go like this, not a Venus flytrap, but the other one. There's this other weird one that's got like you can stroke it and all the leaves go like this. Fuck.
They didn't do that.
Scrotal reflex. Holy shit. What is scrotal reflex? The cremasteric reflex is a superficial reflex found in human males that is elicited when the inner part of the thigh is stroked. Stroking of the skin causes the cremaster muscle to contract and pull up the ipsilateral testicle towards the inguinal canal.
Inguinal canal, yeah.
I'm rubbing my thigh right now. My balls aren't doing anything.
You can't do it. It's like your patellar reflex. Like if you can't activate your patellar reflex.
Can't do it to yourself.
It's like a blowjob. I can't put my own penis in my mouth.
Unless you remove your ribs, yes.
Hey, dude, Brandon, you need to request that.
I'll ask.
I think my scrotal reflex
you can
is
just
off.
you can just have your wife do that for you. You don't have to have a doctor do it.
Oh, please.
No, I'm asking the doctor next time I'm there.
Yeah. Honey, when you're done teaching the kids, can you come in here and give me a scrotal reflex test?
Can you check my cremaster?
Yeah. You do that for Zionists?
Yeah. Who knew we'd figure out what a scrotal reflex was before we figured out a Zionist?
Damn, good point. Good point.
Oh, that is a good point. Wow.
See, maybe doctors are good for some things.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
Thank you. Keep us posted on any penis exams. Please call us and tell us about them. They're fun.
I'll see if my wife will video the next one.
Okay, thank you.
The next time I go, this will be interesting. I have to stand, those 360 cameras that you see at like weddings and event venues and things now?
Yeah.
I have to stand on one of those and they're going to map all the spots and like moles and different things on my body. And I think I have to be nude for that. And they take a complete 360 image of it and then compare it if anything changes like over time.
God,
no,
like a 3D mapping, skin mapping. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes. That's in like 2 weeks. I go back for that.
Fuck, that's incredible.
Is that in Houston?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Stay in touch. Please
Later,
call. I really do like penis talk. Anytime someone touches your penis besides your wife, please tell me. Call and tell me. I want to hear it.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do.
Okay,
later, dude.
Bye-bye.
He's getting his dick touched by randos. Just random dudes. Random chicks touching his cock. Eric Weiss, I had to leave the office. I'm dying. The only show where we can go from p-values to scrotal reflex.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm going to get in trouble here. I need to. Oh, I'm leaving in 15 minutes. Nico's here. Okay. I have to. Oh, shit. Guys, I have to go. Hi.
Good morning.
Hello? I have to go.
Hello?
Yeah. What do you want? I have to go.
Oh, you have to go. I just have a funny story about Zionists.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
So first of all, Zionist is basically the love for Zion. That's being a Zionist. And Zion is another word for Jerusalem.
Okay, so if you love the
basically,
city
the
of
love for
Jerusalem,
Jerusalem.
if you love the city of Jerusalem, you're a Zionist?
Exactly.
Okay. I've never been there, but I've heard it's really nice.
And second thing is, if you translate Zion to Hebrew, Zion means dick in Hebrew.
Oh, love for dick. Oh, I'm with you. I have a love for dick. Yes, yes, yes.
But it's different words. It's different words it's different letters in Hebrew, but the word sounds the same.
Okay. Wow.
Sweet.
Amazing.
Yeah, so if we wanted to, where are you from?
Israel.
Oh, are you in Israel right now?
No,
Oh.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Fuck, you'd be better off in Israel. Jesus criminy. You must have some fucked up karma go between Israel and Los Angeles. Jesus Christ.
Tell me about it.
Okay, fine. You love it.
But
All right, buddy.
you. You
Thank
need to
you.
know.
Thank you for the definition. So if you love the city of Jerusalem, you're a Zionist. All right. Or if you love cock, depending on who's using the term.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Different
you.
letters. Yeah.
Thank
Sweet.
you.
Thank you.
Educated. There we go. Fine. I'm glad. Hey, I'm sorry for being rude to you, telling you I have to go. That was inappropriate.
Important
Selfish.
information. Yeah.
Selfish even. All right. Love you guys. Oh, there's some oh my goodness, there's some shit going on today. They are Dave and the gang and the CrossFit gang, Heather and whatnot, Adrian Bosman, or Tia Toomey, whoever, is rehearsing today at Proven in Nashville. If you're in the area, swing by there. It's open to the public. They want lots of people visiting. Gabe may even be there from Paper Street Coffee. Say hi to him. And then today, Pedro has his around the whiteboard show. Around the whiteboard show. Pedro Coffee Pods and Wads. When is that? That's got to be soon.
That's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Now listen to this. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Coffee Pods. Oh my god, I have to pee so fucking bad. This is a I don't know what the fuck. Pedro's out of his mind. He's gonna ruin his show. But look at this. Look at the guest. I don't even know who these guys. I don't know who Brian Friend is. I know who this guy is. Simmons' husband. I don't know who this guy is on the bottom. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Kiefer.
Oh, that is Kiefer?
Yeah, it's Kiefer.
Oh, I thought he had blonde hair.
He might have dyed it back, but
That's the dude that's the Underdogs athletics guy who's banging
Kyra Milligan.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. A notifying. Okay. And it's in 3 hours. And is Sevon positive for CrossFit? I mean, that, like, of course what? Of course I am. That's a slam dunk.
Man. Might have some differing opinions on this one.
No, there's no one who doesn't think that. I think even Sporty Beth knows. I think everyone thinks I'm positive for CrossFit. Even people like who hate me know I'm positive for CrossFit. It's like rain. It might be bad for some shit, but everyone knows it's positive. You know what I mean?
You're only bad for CrossFit when you're pregnant?
Like rain might be bad for like going to the beach. Like if you're going to the beach, you want to be on a beach day, but it's still a positive.
Okay.
That's me. Like, you get it?
Sure.
All right. Sporty Beth wants to bang you, Sevy. I'd do it for a charity event. Get it? I would. We fuck and then see who throws up. See who throws up first.
Jesus. God damn it.
I'm never gonna Never going to be invited into the inner circle. I'm always going to be an outside dog.
Yeah.
You're supposed to outgrow this, just chewing shoes and peeing in the house. But
yeah, I thought you went through this from your 20s to 30s. That was that 10-year mental illness gap you had.
All right. Thanks, Caleb. So next show to watch is Coffee Pods and Wants. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy show on the 7 on Podcast too. Tomorrow we're going to have 3 shows. Thursday's crazy.
What a fun day.
Yeah, and then Friday's going to be fucking batshit crazy. Hey guys, Friday's schedule is getting weird too, just so you know. So Thursday we do the Bryson Del Monte show, but Friday Colton, it's Taylor Self versus Colton Mertens, the Born Primitive show we're doing, 24.2, 24.3 at CrossFit Charlotte. And that show, watch the time on that. That thing is going to move. No, I've never used a glory hole. I have not used a glory hole. I've made eye contact with everyone who's blown me. All right. Bye-bye.